Okay, welcome to the next episode of Curse of Fey, where our party members have once again, oh, no, not once again, for the very first time, left the starter village. Hooray!
Woo!
Technically, it's
Woo!
not the first time, considering that we've left the village, done some quests in the forest, and come back.
You've done quests, yeah, but you've always come back to this village.
now
But
we're
this feels more
leaving.
like you're leaving the village, so it's
Finally.
Finally,
it's a celebration day. 2 years later, we've left the village. So it probably works in your favor that this is a demi-plane that's sealed off, which means there is a borderline. So once you will eventually get round to everything at some point. So if there was an infinite void that you would be walking into, we could be here for quite some time. But anyway, we do.
Gigantic wall of force
That's it.
around the perimeter of the region.
Hmm.
Just like in a video game, when you've reached that border, it's like
That's it. It just
Invisible walls.
That's it. It looks like you can probably get through, but for some reason you can't quite get. Oh, you can't jump quite high enough to get out of the area.
I knew this was a game in life.
Yeah, you're surprised. You guys are all in VR world. That's when you went through the thing. If you take the helmet off, you're in the real world, really. Oh, well. Anyway,
Life is just a game. Yes, some
Exactly.
people have found the cheat codes.
It
And
is.
refuse to share them.
yeah, all those millionaires got the cheat code, the money hack. But regardless, in the Curse of Fey, we, our intrepid explorers, have now began their journey after saying a fond farewell to one of their party members, Kane, who had fallen in battle, fallen defending the Mouseling as you were escaping the collapsing tower of Ylfia. And he's been left with Johan, who is going to bury him in the custom which is normal to the Fae. It does involve being buried. What other elements it might have, you're not sure, as you decided that you were going to leave him in the hands of Johan, who said that he would honor him as well as he would honor his father. So you were quite confident that he was going to take care of Kane. But several of you have pressing reasons that you want to leave this town and move on and go further into the Feywild. And so with Sahana in tow, you left the town of Langshawn and headed off into the forest once again. Now, Sahana is coming with you not only as a guide of sorts, seeing as that you don't really know where you're going in the Feywild, but also hopefully to find someone to help her as well, because she is currently under the effects of the Chernobog, or Spawn of Chernobog, similar to your Mouseling companion as well, who both currently have black tongues and cannot speak. And as you ended the last session, you stepped off beyond the bounds of the town and into the forest once more. You began to hear odd noises that stirred up in the distance, and you were immediately transported back in your minds to when you first arrived in the Feywild and those first few hours of travelling along paths and through dense forest, feeling quite claustrophobic and humid as you were going through there with odd noises and shadows in the distance. But at least this time you have Sahana with you, who can guide you away. However, after travelling for maybe a mile or two, she turns to you and shows you a little scribbled note on her pad, which simply read, "This doesn't look like it did before." Though she has not travelled out of the village that often, what she was expecting for the last time she did travel is not the same. The forest is unfamiliar to her. And although you follow a path leading you in the direction north, which is what you were told, where pretty much everything is north of here. You begin walking and following the path behind Anna. You notice bloated blooms hanging, gorged from the twisting briar that seems to bar your path in many directions, almost funneling you in a certain, funneling you northwards, onwards. The air is thick and heavily scented, and from the shadows and between the trees just off the path, you hear sounds that almost sound like whispers, that whisper to you like outside. Eyes blink from beyond the tree line in the gloom, and odd creatures skitter high above the trees above you. There is also, after a while of traveling, a peculiar, almost nauseating smell of fungi and overgrown, sort of dank corners of the trees as you progress through the forest itself, and it sometimes it becomes quite unpleasant, this stench. But after time of traveling, you become more accustomed to it. This travel is not easy, as well as these things that you're encountering. The trees and the roots, as you pass by on this path, seem to be sticking up out of the ground, and it is definitely slowing your progress as you continue down the path. What that means to you is that from now until you find your way, you will be traveling probably at half the speed you normally would, because it is just so overgrown and unused, these paths, that it makes it difficult for you to continue. So, as you continue and you walk behind Sahana, who is doing her best to guide you in directions along the way, I would like each of you to tell me what skill you will be using in order to help Sahana navigate through this forest. And you can do this in any order, but I would like you each to use a different skill if possible.
Uh-oh.
I think Galatea will suggest that we move quietly as well as possible, just in case we bump into any more fun creatures.
Okay, so you want to use your stealth? Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a stealth check then, please, and see how well you're able to use your stealth, presumably to sort of scout ahead a little bit, find the safer route, find the path that is more hidden and quieter as you progress through the forest itself.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled a 2.
A 2
or a 6.
for a 6. Okay.
We're off to a great start.
Yay!
I mean, you move through the forest as best you can, but this is unfamiliar. This isn't like the forest that you have traveled before. The plant and the vegetation is very different, and you have you remember about the quicksand that you'd come into contact with as well, and so you try your best to travel as stealthily as possible, aiding Sahana and the rest. But unfortunately, yeah, you don't manage to sort of find you don't quite make yourself unknown. You stand on branches, you trip over things as you're going along unintentionally. And let's have a group stealth check to see how we do as a group. Ooh, what's a nudge 20 from Amros?
Oh no, if I use it here, that means I'm not gonna get the number for the rest of the session.
Used it already.
Let's see, I have.
Well, I mean, I had to compensate for Galatea, so.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
No. Double 2.
What?
I roll an 11 thanks to disadvantage from my armor.
Right. Okay,
Wouldn't have mattered if I rolled with or without. I got 2 2s.
Oh,
okay.
No.
Let's see what Sahana can get as well.
You'd look so pretty in a tutu.
Tisfany,
Okay.
I think you-
Where is
Domi, you have a mission now to draw to
I'm on
swim
it.
to you.
I'm on it.
Oh,
Already
God.
on
Already on
it.
it.
Why can't I see Sahana's stealth roll? Can't seem to see her skills anywhere in the thing.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, I know what her numbers are anyway, so I'll just roll a d20. We'll see what we get from that. A 10, so she's pretty good at 12 as well. So 11, 12, 3, 6, 22. So, unfortunately, as a group, you're not super stealthy. Galatea was leading the way, but unfortunately hasn't been able to sort of find a quiet path. Amoros has you've done the best. You've made yourself as quiet as possible going through. Tisfan, your armor is creaking and grinding against itself, and there is
Clank.
very difficult for you to try and keep yourself quiet. Moira and Sahana do their best as well, but they do a reasonable job. But unfortunately, yeah, you don't mask your movements particularly well. But you continue and you move on your way. Who's next?
I can try to follow up. I like to use my acrobatics to kind of find proper good footing. Like, Amoros is kind of light on his feet, so I think that's the most logical thing in my head he could use. I was going between that and performance, and I'm not sure which would actually make sense for what I imagine.
Yeah, performance, I guess, probably wouldn't really help in this situation unless you were performing just to somebody, unless you're trying to show somebody else in your group, you're like how to move. So you could do performance if you were going to show the rest of your party how to do
He's
move.
trying to find a good footing and show the others, like, here's a good footing, here's not.
Okay,
Kinda
all
like-
right. Then I'll say, yeah, give us a performance to see how well the performance does, and then we'll check and see how well the others observe this and use that to aid them in their movement. So you give us a performance first to show everybody else how to move, how to become
Prepare to be cursed.
sneaky and stealthy. You've used your 20, so that's not going to happen again. Whoa, another natural 20. As I said it. Well, you definitely have no 20s left for the rest of the session, so. But
No more 20s for you.
but yeah, 25. You do an amazing job. You leap backwards and forwards. Perhaps you've taken ballet in your previous life, in the mortal realm. Who knows? But you
was a satyr back in my life.
you effortlessly jump and pirouette and move. Especially with your high stealth roll that you got as well. You're like a shadow. You appear and disappear, and the rest of the party are in awe. So I'd like the rest of the party to roll their, let's say, perception, because you're sort of, perception, because you're looking at this, and but you can roll with advantage.
Oh.
Double 19s. What the hell is going on today? Jeez. Oh, and a 6 and a 4.
Aw, 11 for me.
All right, I'm going to roll 2 d20s. 7 and a 10 for Tisfan, and a 7 and a 9. Okay, so Galatea, you pick on this pretty easily. You're like, yep, this is what I was going for earlier. You see Amoros move, and you manage to move in the sort of the steps that he's doing, and perfect.
Yeah.
Moira, your little legs probably are finding it a little bit difficult to try and keep up, but you do your best, and the same with Tisfan and Sahana. Actually, Tisfan, you do a much better job than you were thinking with your armor and how restrictive your movement is, but everyone does a reasonable job, and you manage to kind of move on. Maybe not super stealthy, but you move in such a way that you're not alerting the creatures that may be in the forest around you. So yeah, you can carry on as well. So you've probably covered another couple of miles since you've done this without alerting anything around you. Okay. Right.
Yes. it's just me and Moira left then.
You and Moira, yeah, you go there. I won't give Sahana a roll because I feel that she's already doing her thing because she's guiding you. So yeah, just the two of you to go.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Just because I don't want to risk you doing the thing that I want to do.
Just the two of you.
I want to screw you over instead of you
That's
screwing
why
me.
I went first. Like, no one can have stealth.
I would like to use my eyes and my nose to use perception to be on the lookout for anything.
Okay, yeah. So you're using your senses to be able to basically detect if there are any creatures or anything in the forest that maybe you're getting close to,
Or anything, or any dangerous plants, or anything.
or plants and stuff. Yeah, yeah. You can use that. You can do both of those things. Yeah, sure. Yeah, give me a perception check. Ooh, that's a natural one. Okay, so
My club.
so although you are trying to be mindful of what's around you, because you're trying to also concentrate on moving stealthily and moving in acrobatics, and neither of those things were like your forte. You're too distracted trying to place your foot exactly as Amros is doing, and so you are unaware of quite the creatures and things that are around you, or the plants and stuff. And so I won't necessarily need anyone else to make a roll on this, but let's say that you potentially miss items that you may have found, maybe mushrooms and things like that you may have been interested in. You kind of pass by them and don't actually manage to pick them up.
Oh man.
All right.
Oh, the punishment.
But yes, so and finally we have Tisfan.
Looking at his skills, I'd say the best he could do is use his strength, his athletics, to help people past obstacles, move obstacles out of the way, and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
To make the traveling a bit easier for everyone else.
All right, so yeah, things like clearing the path, to make sure that if there are any bits of low-hanging vines or roots and stuff that are in your way that are causing you to slow you down, you're going to clear them out of the way to make sure that you don't lose any time.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, well, give us a strength athletics check. That's pretty good. Yeah, 19.
Not
good.
too bad.
Yeah, no bad. Yeah, you managed to clear that way, and that going along with the stealth and the acrobatics that you were all trying to be doing as well. You manage to navigate yourself, and you don't lose any time. You continue. You spend probably the better part of half the day traveling through. You're still at sort of half your normal speed, but you're not slowed down any further. You don't seem to come into contact with any creatures or anything that you may be wanting to be wary of. You don't have the opportunity to sort of pick up any sort of items and stuff as you were. Like Moira, you don't see anything, any mushrooms or anything along the way if you were looking at for that kind of stuff, unfortunately. But you all as a group managed to successfully navigate the forest until you come to a point where you decide to have a little stop and a rest. And this will give you an opportunity if you want to have any conversations or want to do anything else before we move on.
Moira had a very good morning. The curse did not get worse. She got stuff for potion making and successfully made a potion of healing, and now it has all gone downhill. No more good day for Moira.
Well, it seems fine. Everything's fine.
Clang, 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 clang.
You okay, Moira? You seem a little low.
She's kind of sniffing around, but also looking like maybe her nose is just stuffed. This weird forest air is just. Also, she's just scared because that's how she is. So she's like.
Oh, do you have a cold or something? Maybe.
She gets that look on her face like, Oh God, please no.
Oh no, I didn't mean. I mean, maybe it's just like allergies or like some dust or leaves or I don't know. You'll be fine, probably. Galaxy, super helpful.
So after you basically after a little while, after you've been traveling, for several hours and slow progress, but you basically are making your way. We'll say that you sort of come to a somewhat of a small clearing. When you come to basically what looks like a small sort of almost silver-looking stream that slowly winds its way like a serpent through the shadows of the glade that you find yourself in, and it appears to be a nice place to sort of stop and have a quick rest before you continue.
Can we have a look around and see if it seems safe to stay here?
Of course, yeah, sure. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Can
is
I
that-
assist in that? I was actually gonna do the same.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
does anyone want to help me look?
yeah. If you want to take advantage, or you can both make the individual rolls. It's up to you.
I've got pretty good perception. I don't know.
I only got a +1, so if you got higher, then take the advantage.
I'll do it. Oh, sorry. One more.
As if she needed it.
Huh.
Take the 18. Yeah, you have a look around, and although the forest itself doesn't feel what you would call safe, this definitely doesn't feel like there's any creatures or any impending doom where you currently are. It seems like a relatively quiet area, and the little stream that's there is quite a nice break from the monotony of the forest. In fact, the more claustrophobic sort of humid feeling that you've been feeling as you've been progressing is actually sort of lessened here because of this flowing water. It actually feels a little bit fresher here. So there's also perhaps, maybe there's a break in the canopy there as well. So you can sort of see the sky, and it feels like a little bit more of a breeze. And it's a welcome refresh to the journey that you've had so far.
I think this space is safe-ish. If you all want to just rest a minute, I'm tired already. I don't know about you. We could
I
have some
feel fine for the moment, but how about you guys, Moira and Suhana?
Mara just kind of shrugs. But like, how long have we been walking?
So Sahana will sit by the stream and just sit down and just rest and just adjust her shoes and her belt and that as well. She's not used to traveling very far, but she'll just scribble down on her little notepad and shirt you and thinks so you've probably been traveling about half the day.
Yeah, I think Moira is also like kind of wanting to rest her legs.
I think we should at least have something to eat.
Let's have a short break before we continue traveling. I think it would do us all some good.
Alright.
Maybe we'll stick to just rations for now, though. No fire or anything, just in case.
Are there any like logs, something to sit on nearby, or fallen trees, stumps?
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, there'll be a few lots. Either fallen trees, or there's sort of stones around this like little stream and that as well. But there's areas that you could sort of sit down, and so you're not having to sit on the floor.
Tisvan will sit down at the closest place where it would be comfortable, pull out his bag and start rummaging around for his rations.
Galatea is doing a similar thing, just like looking through their bag, and then finds this little blue wooden doll thing and stands and looks at it for a minute.
Interesting. When you look at when you pull that idol out of your bag, it's strange. You keep your stuff kind of organized. It's tied up tight. It's away from moisture and getting dirty and the rest of it. When you take the idol out, this little blue carving that you have, you notice that where the eyes are, it almost looks like two little like little wet patches, almost like as if there were tears coming from the eyes.
Can I see? Can I sort of turn it around and see if there's any cause for this?
Sure, yeah. Give me an investigation check.
17.
17, nice. You turn the carving around in your hand, and it just seems to be wood. There doesn't seem to be any mechanism to like create liquid. And in fact, as you look at the face and you see the sort of the wet marks on the wood that sort of mimic kind of like a teardrop or something, the wood is already drying. It's not pouring out or anything like that, but it just looks like where the wood there has is just slightly damp.
Galatea just stands and stares at it for a minute and then sits down with it in her hand still. Sort of absent-mindedly fishing out some sort of dried meats or something to just let into one. Tisvan?
Yes?
She's staring at the little doll a little longer while she's talking. Do you... Your... sister? What worked in the bookshop, right?
Not my sister, my closest friend. But yeah, she did. She was the accountant. Is the accountant.
Was she here? Did so much has happened I can't remember. Did the rabbit lady say? Did the Kenku say?
The Kenku kid did use her voice, yes. So
Yeah.
I expect that she's here, yes.
I'm sorry. My friend, did you know him well, Eddie?
I know him, yes. I wouldn't say I know him well. He's more a friend of a friend, so to speak.
Galatea is just looking at this one just for more answers.
Tisvan is currently staring at the floor. He is not looking at anyone at this moment.
Did a friend of a friend, so that was your friend. Were they close?
I mean, all Ideneth has worked for Eddie for a few years, but if there was something between them, she never mentioned anything to me. She never gave me any indication of that.
Okay.
At this point, Tisvan will turn his head and look over towards Galatea and say, any specific reason for the question?
Galatea's cheeks get a little sort of plum-colored. No, I was just wondering, because you probably know them both better than I do. So, I was just, it's good that they have each other, at least, or I hope that they do.
I have been wondering, how did you know Eddie?
Galatea sort of looks like they've been caught in the headlights. Frozen for just like half a second. Maybe a few seconds actually. I came to Daggerfoot not too long ago. I think we'd only been there a few weeks, 3 maybe. I can't remember. Maybe longer. My dad and I were hoping to stay for a little while. As the town is so welcoming, and I have to say I didn't expect it to be. I expected it to be like any other town, but and they look down at the little doll again and start fiddling with it, just twisting it around, looking sort of melancholy, both happy and sad, just thinking about something. I went into the bookshop, and Eddie helped me more than anyone else has ever done. He was just so free. And he gave me my spell book. We were gonna... They look up at Tisvan with tears in their eyes now. We're gonna go on a picnic and try and find more spells to practice, and just he was always helping me, and he was always so warm. He is. God, it's hard not to give up in this place.
Isvan won't really say anything, but he will give Galatea a small smile and just nod along, agreeing with what she's saying.
I don't know. I don't really know him that well. We're only just getting to know each other. He was just the most beautiful person I've ever met. And I owe him so much. I hadn't seen someone just be themselves in the way that he was before. I didn't think I could be, and he noticed right away. I guess there's something in the air. We can. Galatea just takes out her ponytail and really lets the hair float about. I've always hidden who I was, but they look around at the group they're with, but with you guys, especially you, Amaras. You're just so you. It sort of helped being less scared of what people might think, what people might do.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you there. I am kind of scared of cat myself, and just trying to be friendly and communicate with people has just become my way of interacting most of the time. I'm glad it helps.
It has, and I don't know what's I don't know if you've noticed, but you've got like little scales. I didn't want to mention, but like we've spent so much time together. Maybe it's time we actually get to know each other a little, and maybe it's okay to say things.
The moment she points out scales, Amro's just gonna go to the water and just look in the reflection, saying, "Where did I get scales?"
Didn't he? Did I forget that?
No, you're correct. It's just
Okay.
he wasn't aware of it himself.
I can't remember where it was.
He has some around the neck and some just around one of the arms that he keeps hidden.
Yeah. Oh, like just on your neck. Did you not know? Sorry. Is this a weird thing of this world? Do I have scales?
I don't honestly know. I mean, No one in my family has scales as far as I know, so this is kind of news to me. Sure, some of our older stories joked about how our family were connected to dragons and stuff, but this is the first time I've seen anything come up about it.
Galatea's eyes are just getting bigger. Dragons, huh?
Yeah, something along the bloodline. I don't know much about it. Most of my family study a lot of magic. Okay, I'm gonna just come out and say it. Unlike the rest of my family, I'm not very knowledgeable about magic. I keep trying to learn the way they do with regular studying, but I just can't. And for some reason that I'm not ready to quite reveal at the moment, I kind of awoken my magic, and I'm not 100% sure how and why things work out the way they do. I just kind of woke up and knew how to do magic stuff, while before I was kind of the target dummy for my brothers.
I did something a little similar. I guess I got it from my mom. I'm an air genasi, and I could just move things around with air, but I never had any control over it. I can float, or make others float, only for a little bit. But I'm hoping.
Was that what you did with Moira back when we fought the bear thing? Was it Journal?
Yeah. It's very hard to control. But yeah, I just tried to keep you safe, Moira.
I gotta admit, that was actually pretty cool when you did that.
Thanks. I mean, all your ice stuff has really helped me work out how to do that. I was looking in my book to try and find all the spells, and just I found something that was kind of like what you do, I think, and I just sort of copied you, and it's been really helpful.
I'm glad I assisted. I have a few spells that I somewhat know how to handle, and if you want, we could sit and talk about what different kind of magic we have some understanding of at some point.
Yeah, I mean that would be good. I don't really know what I'm doing. I only got my spellbook when Eddie gave it to me a few weeks ago.
Oh, that actually reminds me. And Amros reaches into his kind of satchel that he has on the side. Where the heck did I put that? You know back in town when the market was open?
Uh-huh.
Well, I went back and talked with Mary when she was there, and I actually got her sending stone. So if any of us have any questions for her, I have that. I haven't tried to use it. I don't know how to use it, quite frankly. But she said it was a way to communicate with her at some point.
What do you mean, like to talk to her?
She called us sending some. I don't know how this stuff. Like I said, magic is not quite my forte. I just do it. And Amaros holds it open to Galatea if she wants to take a look at it, or if anyone else wants to.
Yeah, can I have a look at it? And is there anything I remember about sending stones? Do I know what they do?
I'm trying to remember what this item is. Wait, when did she? When did you get this?
It was back during when we had the market. It was here in the Feywild when she was in the what do you call it? Anthropomorphic form,
Yeah.
for lack of better words.
And she gave you a sending stone, did she?
Yeah. We all met her first. We're in a tent, I think it was. And I went back later alone to talk with her a little bit. And at that point, she gave me the stone as a way to communicate with her if it would come in need, so to say. I'll try to find the episode and mark it for you.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. So I was trying to look at your inventory to see if you had it in there, but I don't see the item.
Yeah, I noticed that I don't have it in Foundry. Because I would struggle to take notes of what items I had in Foundry. Yeah. So I've been mainly writing them down in my D&D Beyond. But right. Yes, I have it there, so I'll find confirmations best I can.
Okay, cool. I honestly I can't remember, so it was been quite a while ago since then. I haven't got a note of it here. I can't remember. But if you say, I remember you got a couple of stones with like leaves on them, but that wasn't from there. That was from another time.
Stones with leaves? That I don't remember.
Yeah, that was from way back when you were in the in that Briar Maze. You off of the little red cap guy, you got or somebody. It may have been Bula, but somebody picked up a couple of stones that had leaves on them. I thought that's what you were talking about, but I honestly don't remember. But that's fine. We'll go with that, and I'll I'll listen back to that episode so I remind myself. But yeah. So you'll have to tell us what it looked like. Did I describe it to you?
I don't think you actually did describe it, or at least I can't remember the description.
All right, well, for the moment, we'll just say...
I'm going to find that chapter at some point, and if not, then I've screwed up my own memory.
That's fine. Well, for the moment, we'll say that you've got it, but if we can refrain from using it for right now until I've verified, because I can't remember if I gave you that to you or not. It doesn't. I don't remember giving it, having a way of communicating with her, but if you say I have, then I probably have, so... I've just forgotten. So, yeah. So I guess it would be, unless you have a description of it, I guess we'll say that it is just a smooth, almost disc-like stone that has a sort of intricate pattern on it, almost like an Ouroboros, sort of the snake chasing its tail. And to you, it just seems like a well made, well carved sort of stone, but without knowing if there's a key word or some way to activate it. It just appears to be a probably what would make a fairly decent skimming stone.
So Galatea just like flips it around in a hand and shrugs and hands it back again.
And we'll have to, and just remind me that I'll make a note of it now to remember and to listen back to see what it was that I gave you.
I gotta love it when someone take notes and someone forgets the notes.
This is all
For
because I
once,
said
I'm the one
about
that
you guys
did the
not taking notes last time, and now you're like, oh, you didn't take
Now you're
this
paying
note.
for it.
Now you're making up stuff to kind of like go, oh, you didn't make a note on that.
No.
Yeah, how did you do that?
Yeah, I'm looking back here. I haven't got a note about it anywhere, so. But never mind. We shall continue. So yes, you have. We'll say you have that until I listen back and remind myself of what it was that I gave you. And if it had
held at gunpoint.
yes. I know that Galatea has the stone, the watch, essentially, that you were given on a lanyard.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't have any notes about that. But I will make a note to find out about that.
I'm missing a couple of things in my inventory in Foundry, but I'll work out how to sort it later. Like the little wooden thing, the doll, and
Yes.
stuff. But I'll just add things.
All right. I can give you a description of the doll again in a second. I'm going to make a note here. All right. Oh, lost the pen. Right. Okay, let me have a quick look in here if I can find the description.
Oh, it's okay. You can just send it to me. I remember like elaborate little patterns and stuff.
Yeah, well, seeing as you've looked at it, I'll give you the rundown while I've got it in my mind. Otherwise, I might forget again. All right, so let me see. Okay, so it's a short, smooth wooden cylinder, about 10 inches long, in two sections. Half is made from.
I can't type that fast.
No. I'll copy this to you. I'm just going to tell you now, but I'll copy paste it to you in a second. Half of it is made from a light wood stained bright blue with a unique swirled grain pattern. The other half is a white clay section with a little sort of kwai face on it, winking with its tongue poking out. And the top is carved into small rounded shapes reminiscent of clouds. But when you looked at it, say, a moment ago, with the little, although the face is similar in shape, the wood itself was wet into like little streaks that come down from the eye. All right, and yes, so when you looked into the water, Amoros, you do indeed see these faint silver-looking scales that are just covering just gently as you turn your arm and your face in the water, looking at that. You just see it's a slight shimmer. It's almost unnoticeable in some parts, until you turn and the light just sort of reflects off them. But they're definitely there.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Galatea is sort of focused on the doll again, just turning it around. Could I cast Identify on it?
Identify, yeah, if you have Identify.
Would that tell me more than I already know?
So, what does the Identify spell allow you to know? What kind of things does it do?
If it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them. But I already know that stuff. I was just wondering if it told me any more. Like if it...
Yeah, give me an investigation. Let's see if you can gather anything else from it.
Okay. It's going to be another 2 or something.
That'd be great. Yeah, another 2. Oh, it was almost a
Oh,
3. But it went back to a 17 on my screen. 19. Yeah. So you look at the little carved wooden doll that you've got there, and you say this. You don't know where the moisture has come from. Like maybe this was leaning up against in your bag somewhere, but the placement of the sort of little water droplets is very reminiscent of these eyes, sort of like almost crying. And although you don't necessarily have a definite sort of feeling that this is a magical item, there is something about it that feels unusual. It feels different than just a standard like, toy of this kind. Like you wouldn't get any sort of like feelings, but for some reason, the look of it itself reminds you of Eddie, and when you hold it, you do get a sort of a you do get a sort of an emotional response for it. Not magic as such, but there does seem to be something deeper within it. You don't really you don't know specifically.
I don't know if I'm just making.
Oh, that's true, actually, Kane. Yeah.
But we did that the last time.
You picked up. Did you pick up a pearl or something though from?
Yeah, I picked up a pearl from the shop.
That's right.
We went back and did that, and then
Cool. I couldn't. I when you said that, and then I remember you being in the shop and buying lots of things. So I'm sure that'd be one of the things that you bought. So.
No, because I did the identify spell on the mask, and that's why we were.
That's right. Yeah.
So I paid a little extra for that.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, where was I?
You were identifying.
Oh, no, yeah, just sitting and looking at the doll.
So while this conversation is going on, Moira, what have you been doing?
Nothing really.
Nothing, just resting.
Yeah. Just kind of listening to the conversation. Yeah.
I think Sahana is.
I think she's sitting next to Sahana.
Yeah. Sahana and you both sit in silence, essentially. She smiles at you and she rests. She's obviously a bit tired from the travel, being unused to traveling great distances, and she just leisurely like puts her hand in the water, just enjoying the cool water. And you're not quite sure where this water springs from, essentially, but it flows down and sort of continues sort of adjacent to a path that sort of runs off further into the woods. But the river itself, the stream itself, it's almost sort of silver, as I suggested earlier, in how sort of reflective it is. It seems like more reflective than normal water would be, giving it this sort of silver sort of sheen, which when you look into the water, Amaros gives your scales. It makes your scales stand out even more, being silver as well. But she just casually sort of like just hand the water and uses a bit just to sort of refresh her face and things. And
nothing weird or suspicious happens when she touches it.
Not that you noticed. If you want to do an investigation or something, you can, or a perception. But she, from just glancing at her, she refreshes her face and things. It doesn't seem to no immediate effect.
Like I know we're in the Feywild, but silver water sounds suspicious.
It's mercury. Oh God.
Dear God, no.
If I can, I would like to hey, is Is this supposed to be this way?
Do you write that on your little notepad to her?
Sure.
So you write down, is this water like supposed to be like this? Is it safe, kind of thing? And she sort of shrugs and she grabs a little bit of water in her hands and she looks at it, and then she just takes a little, dips her finger in and licks it, and she sort of shrugs and nods, seeming safe, seemingly that it tastes normal.
Okay. I think very reluctantly Mora is also gonna like put her paws in and wash her face as well.
You immediately lose both your hands. No, they just dissolved. No, you put your hands into the water, and you feel the cool, crisp water. Other than this sort of like silvery sort of feel to it, or look to it, it smells and it looks just like regular water. If anything, having such a clean and crystal kind of clear water is not out of place, but a welcome relief from this sort of the woodlands that you've been through in this sort of area of rot of some of the kind of like the vines and the fruits, flowers and stuff that you've been through that had a sort of, especially for you with senses that are very heightened and being closer to the floor than the others, that kind of were a bit overwhelming at a point. This is quite refreshing and kind of and welcomely clear and almost like a mountain stream. Fresh, clean water, no impurities in it.
Okay. I know I rolled a natural one previously, but Moira would like to ask. She's like sitting back down on the log and just kind of listening to the conversation. I would like to, just look around a bit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean that was along the way. Now you're sitting down. If you want to have a little bit of a look around and see if you can find any mushrooms or other items that you could use. Then yes, you can make me a nature check.
Well, I was referring to mostly like danger.
Oh, you want to look for danger instead? Yeah, you can do that instead. Yeah, sure.
Like, I was thinking like perception.
Yeah, if you're looking for that. Sorry, I thought you were looking for like sort of like items and things from what you said earlier. But if you want to keep your eyes open and see if there's and look out for any dangers while these everyone else is having conversations, then yes, of course, give me a perception check.
Huzzah! Ooh. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. Yeah. While you sit there, you keep your eyes open and your ears sort of fixed around you, making sure that nothing sneaks up on you. And while you're in this little glade area, it doesn't seem like anything is around you. You still hear sort of noises of some sort of animal or birds, within the woods itself. There's obviously life here, but nothing that appears to be of any danger, or nothing sort of like creeping up on you that seems to be encroaching on you or anything. It seems like you found a quiet area where you can relax.
Okay. She's gonna visibly relax a little bit and grab a piece of bread.
Cool. Is there anyone else wishes to do before we move on?
Yeah, I have a few more things to say, but
Sure.
If anyone wants to do something first, that's fine.
I have one thing, but you can do yours first.
Well, after sitting with the doll for a little while, they just sort of suddenly start talking about it, as if it was a conversation that they'd already had or already started, but nobody was a part of it. I don't know if I'm making this up, but I bought this doll at the fair because it reminded me of Eddie, and I don't know what it is about it, but I think it might be his. I think it might be his memories or something, but it's changed. It's changed. Look. They hold it up. I guess to Tisvin because they've been talking to him mostly. Look, it didn't cry before.
Tisvin, who hasn't really, I don't think he's really seen or looked closely to it, will reach his hand out towards Galatea, just kind of silently asking to look at it.
Galatea is not letting go of it, but just holding it closer. They're not allowing him to touch it. They're just like,
I'm just showing.
Yeah, I'm just showing. No touching. You can look with your eyes.
Tisvin will stand up from where he's sitting and walk closer, hands behind his back, since it's very obvious Galatea doesn't want him to touch it, and lean in and look closer.
Galatea looks completely oblivious to the fact that this is probably really rude.
Okay, so do you want to have a sort of do a perception check just to sort of look at it?
Yes, please.
Okay, go for it.
A 9.
Yeah. So not being able to sort of hold it, just sort of from what you can see from the angle that Galatea is holding it out, it does, the little face and the colouring is very reminiscent of Eddie. It definitely gives you if you were to say like someone had made this and say, hey, look, I've done a little carving of Eddie, you would go, oh yeah, that you've captured their sort of like their look and their colouring, and it looks very very similar. But other than that, you don't really notice anything about it. It just seems to be a wooden toy that these fawns have made.
Don't notice anything that is looking like it's crying or anything, like Galatea saying.
I think by this time, probably the dampness, the little drops that were there, have probably dried.
I mean, it looks like Eddie, yeah.
What do you mean? Just on that? And Galatea is looking at it, confused. It did.
I'm not saying that it didn't. I'm just saying that it's not right now.
Yeah. I thought it had a memory in it, but what if it's connected to him? What if he's it? What if he's hurt? What if he's...
Who was it? Just you? Oh no, actually, Amros. Did you? It was Galatea and Amros and Kane who bought items, wasn't it?
Galatea bought items. I don't think Amros actually bought anything.
Oh, did you not? Okay.
I don't remember buying anything.
Okay, so it was just Kane and Valadomi.
No, wait, that's actually incorrect. I did buy meat, but that's it.
Okay.
So I bought more rations.
Right. So, obviously Kane's not here. So, Valadomi, if you're the only one that spoke to the... Oh, sorry, go on.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit, exactly.
Ooh, so I have a ghost.
Okay, so Veladomir, give me a history check. Actually, no. You know what, Amros, you didn't potentially buy them, but you did question someone who had bought one to ask them what it was.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you give me a history check to see if you remember what they said.
Oh boy, because I don't remember what
I
they said.
don't think Veladomi, they told you anything about it other than that you wanted to buy the thing. I don't know if they actually went into details about how it's used. Well, that's a natural one. So Amaros, you remain silent. So forget that then.
To be fair, that's kind of fitting, because even when you explain it to Amaros through the character, he did not understand it.
Right, no worries. Well, that's perfect then. Valadomi, yeah, I don't think... I feel like it was more Kane may have asked you this before, but I don't think they necessarily gave you any information, because you got this one, or you persuaded that the goat folk to part with it, to give it to you, because they were sort of fighting over it, but they never sort of said anything about what it was used for. I think Amaros is the only one that spoke to someone who actually said it, but he can't remember what that is at the moment.
I think I got a little bit. I think
Okay.
I got something like it was a little memory or story or something, and that's why they suggested to trade it with a story to begin with.
Yeah,
That is
so
what I remember too. I remember it being something about memories and experiences, but I have no idea of how it functioned.
okay, all right. Well then, Valadomir, you give me a history check, and we'll see how well you do to what information they would have said to you.
Oh, that went all over the place. 17.
Okay, so I think so when they were finding it difficult to give it up to you, I think what they would have sort of said about it was that these were all these little crafted things, different toys, and Kane had 2 different ones that he had picked up. But essentially, they were sort of suggesting that these were super popular because they gave you some kind of an experience, whether that is in a memory or just they somehow gave you the ability to experience something that these people were lacking, or because they're cut off from the rest of the Feywild and stuff, their lives are very dull and very boring. So any new experience is kind of relished, because they don't have very many opportunities. So these items, which kind of go along with that role you did earlier to like sense if there was magic and that, they don't seem to be magic as such, but there is something about them. They contain something that, perhaps memories, something like that allows the purchaser to be able to have this experience, which allows them to, for a moment, feel like they're getting away from their humdrum life. Now, I don't think they went into detail about how that happens. As I say, I think the person that Amaros talked to did say more, but the person that you were talking to, I don't think they went into it. But when you offered them a story, they were thinking that would be an equal trade for it, because you were giving them something, a story and a picture that would give them an experience or give them an emotion that they would be new to them, that they could relish and they could have, that would break up the monotony of their lives. So these are always really popular. That the insinuation was that people go there and buy them up very quickly because they have them, but only a certain amount, and then they have to wait until the market comes back before they can buy more. And so that's why there was sort of elbows and pushing and shoving to try and get these last few items that they had.
Yeah. Who was it that went back and tried to sell something with them? Oh, buy something for... I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Sorry?
Is it possible for Galatea to work out how it functions then? Because they were not intending to use it until just this moment.
I would say give me an investigation just to see if you can work out if there's any sort of way of using this in a particular way, pulling something, twisting something, doing something that would make it work, or what you would imagine you would need to do in order to activate this thing.
Yeah.
Two.
Nope.
Before.
Fitting.
You look at it. It looks like a solid piece of wood. It doesn't seem to have any buttons or moving parts. It just seems to be carved with a pattern and with a shape. There does seems to be no moving parts to it at all.
Well, that will make me assume that to use it, I need to break it, and I'm not prepared to do that.
Okay.
Yet.
Cool. All right then.
Okay. Okay. There's so much stuff that we haven't talked about.
You don't say.
Just your go. Oh no, Amoros, you wanted to do something.
Yes. Deciding to put the question on scales to decide at the moment. Amoros is gonna walk over to Tisven and go. So I had a thought, if you would care to hear me out on this.
Go on.
And he's gonna bring out the mask of the Hollow Flame and go, so remember that fireball thing we fought at the top of the tree tower?
The one that looked like the bitch?
Yeah. Want to... So, I'm not much of a retaliation guy, but out of pure pettiness, this mask is supposedly looking like her face, and it is magical with some, to be honest, quite powerful stuff. And I was thinking, how demoralizing would it be for her knights and such to have someone charge at them wielding the face or an image of the one that they are sworn to protect and serve?
Tisven will be quiet for a moment, just look down at the mask. And then a slow smile will appear on his face. I like how you think. And then just hold his hand out for the mask.
Amros is gonna hold it out for him, and when both of them hold it, just tell him that. So apparently this one gives you some resistance to fire damage, as well as being able to see through flames, like a clairvoyance. And also something I have experience with, which is that when someone hits you, you can unleash flames to hunt them back. You've seen me do it. This one allows you to do the same.
All right. This one will take the mask, put it on his face and attune to it.
Okay, so you probably take about half an hour or so to attune. But while you can do that, certainly if you're going to rest.
Yeah,
I mean, we are
taking a short
resting,
rest, I think.
at least.
Yeah. This is an opportunity if you take a short rest and just to chat or do anything you want to do before we move on. So if you want to spend some time during this rest to attune to it, that's perfectly fine.
This one will do that.
Cool. Let me send you the details.
I approve of all of this.
Me and Quack may have discussed this between sessions, just going, how would this just benefit Tisva's character? And how much can we make him be petty with it?
So I think it's already explained basically, but yeah, fire resistance you get from it. You get 1 hellish rebuke per long rest, and you get once per long rest you get the flame scrying as well, which allows you to scry through any flame that you have seen, but it has to be like a what does it say? It must be large enough to be noticeable, so at least torch size. So it wouldn't happen if you just lit a match, but if you had a burning torch or a bigger fire than that, then you can basically use it to see through it. But it has to be a flame that you've seen within the last 24 hours.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, anyone else want to do anything before we have a short rest?
Desmond, did you have any questions, maybe?
He's got a mask now. He's looking at that.
He's got a mask now. No, if you have any more, I mean, now is a good time.
Not at the moment, I'd say. Not that I can come up with that right now, at least.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
So Desmond wasn't a secret lover after all. Damn.
Okay, so we'll say that you now can have a short rest. I don't think we didn't come into contact with anything. You're not injured or anything. So unless there's anything you particularly want to do during this period of time, like Tisfan is attuning to the mask, you can do that. Otherwise, we will say that you successfully have a short rest.
You guys need to quickly learn Dwarven so you can decrypt what was written on Kane.
Too late, man. Too late.
Quick study course.
Perfect. Okay.
Can I practice my little tools?
Oh, with the lock picking?
Yeah.
Do you have a lock that you're going to use it on?
Oh, I thought maybe I had one, but not. No, probably not.
You've got the tool, but you haven't got a lock to practice on.
Oh yeah, no, because you just said that it was like a key, and I just keep trying until it's okay. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, sorry. you tried it on that door when there's a door, but there isn't a door here, so.
Yeah, no, this is probably better than a normal set of lockpicks.
Yeah. Okay, so so you spend about half an hour or so just resting, just getting over the reasonably hard going through the forest. It's not an easy stroll by any means, but with this sort of setting here where it's fresher, you've got the little babbling brook that's going through as well. You will have a rest.
Can I refill my water skin?
Of course you can. Yeah, sure. You can easily do that. You get
and also grab a little cupful in my little wooden mug and then sit holding it in both hands with the handle pointing away.
Yeah.
And taking little sips.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's nice, clean, crisp water. It's very refreshing, and yeah, you drink it, and it's very nice. Other than sort of this silverish tinge that it has to it, like when the light hits it, it tastes very refreshing and chilled perfectly. Okay, so after your rest, Tisfan, you have attuned to the mask. So now you are able to use those elements while wearing the mask.
Nice.
Do you put the mask on now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Yeah, I mean it's a warped kind of wood. The sort of the it's an ornate mask, and it's the wood itself is sort of warped by the flames that was on there. So, but it does fit on your face well, and it's got like a little cord or something that you're able to sort of thread through and wear it on your face. And when you put it on, the runes on the inside, you can kind of see the glow of it, even though you can't sort of see the runes themselves once it's on your face. You just see like a faint sort of violet glow, and you feel like you're able to access the abilities that the mask has.
Let the pettiness begin.
Cool.
We approve.
All right. Well, so after you've had your rest, you then so Hannah stands up, brushes herself down, picks up a pack again, and quickly scribbles a little note. Just says, "Shall we make our way?"
Yes, probably.
On our merry way we go again.
Let's
Okay.
get going.
Perfect. Okay, so as you continue to walk through the forest, so Hannah does her best to lead you in which she thinks is the correct direction northwards as you progress. And as she goes, she writes a few little notes down as well. She is taking you in the direction of the town, the biggest town that she knows, which is on the way to Prigwort, which I believe is where you were wanting to go to.
I'm heading towards the healer, but yes.
Yes,
I
so
think that was the town name.
Yeah, Prigwort was the town you were going to, but through sort of general conversation based through writing, Sahana says that High Hangle would be the first stop on the way there, because it's beyond that. And High Hangle is from what she tells you, is a much bigger, it's like almost like a city, she is taking you to, which just happens to be on the way. So that's where she's trying to take you at the moment.
And High Hankel was the last place we heard that our friends left for, as far as I remember.
That is correct. Yes, High Ankle was in the direction of where you were going. I think Suki told you that they were going for. Did they tell you that? Yeah, I think High Ankle was mentioned at least anyway. So that is the direction that they were heading.
They said they'd only be a few days. It's been a lot longer.
Yes, yeah, it'd been another week or so, or longer now since you've been there as well.
Yeah, so as we're getting closer, Galatea will look around for any signs of dead people.
Perfect. Okay. Well, as you continue going through the forest, the silver sort of stream that you had been seeing by continues to run sort of parallel to the path, and as you go along, you end up sort of following it. Essentially, he seems to go along with you. And as you're progressing, you notice that as you go back deeper into the forest again, there around the water there is every now and again you see this sort of glowing moss that is sort of growing in and around it. And although the wood itself become darker in areas, there are strange, like little sort of like glowing, almost like fireflies that sort of dance in and out of the water and around it and dissipate again into the forest. But you feel like your journey continuing on from this point is at least slightly easier. You don't feel like the forest is encroaching on you quite as much as it had for the first part of the journey, and you continue. And eventually,
Moira, do you know anything about this moss stuff? Does that do anything? You know plants and stuff, right?
I inspect the moss.
Inspect the moss. Okay, cool. So, are you gonna look at it, pick it up? What are you doing?
Whatever I need to do to discern what it is.
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
I mean, I will carefully go to touch it.
Okay, cool. All right, so give me a investigation check. That's a natural
Yay.
one for a
It's
2.
another natural one.
So as you go up and you touch the moss, and you sort of break a small piece off and take it away. As soon as you break it off away from the rest of the moss that seems to be like connected to the little stream, the glow dissipates and it's gone.
Oh,
Moira's just kind of like making these like these surprised sounds, like oh, and then turns to look at Galatea, and then back at the moss, and then back at Galatea, back at the moss, back at Galatea.
I didn't do
And
it.
then like slowly getting like not really about to cry, but you know, like the face that's like, please don't be mad at me.
No. I mean, it probably just it's probably fine. Look, the rest of it is there.
Can I do more with the moss?
So
try to do?
the moss in your hand, this looks like everyday moss now.
Okay, well, is there more of the glowing?
Yeah, there's more moss along the
Okay.
edge of this river bit. Yeah.
Okay, touching did not work. I would like to bend down and smell it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Please. Okay, 17.
17.
Cool.
Cool. So when you bend down and you sort of like give it a little bit of sniff rather than removing it, what's Moira's favorite thing to eat?
Ooh.
Oh dear. Like absolutely favorite food.
Hmm.
Her mind is immediately brought home to wait, hold on, let me really quickly dig up her backstory. Wait, no, that's not it. Oh no. I think it was Mary? Elder Mary?
Hmm.
Her and now I need Google Translate. Oh no. Chanterelle sauce.
Okay.
So it's like a specific mushroom.
Hmm.
And it's a sauce made out of it, and it's the most delicious thing in the world.
So when you inhale this moss, that is what you get in your senses. When you smell this, you almost can taste the chanterelle like mushroom, like that sauce. You always feel it sort of going down your throat, and it makes you salivate. But it has this aroma about it that is exactly the same.
Does she eat it?
Up to you.
Don't know, does she?
I think you know she's she's gonna go for a lick.
Okay. Okie dokie. So you bend down and you start licking the bit of the moss.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
That sounds. That sounds a lot worse.
Sorry.
That sounds so suggestive. Yeah.
I was imagining just like a single lick.
A single lick. Okay, sorry.
That doesn't make it any better.
So you just have one
Curse of Fey.
one little lick of the moss.
One little lick, just the tip.
What does it taste like?
Give me a
What kind of saving throw do I need to make?
None, you just got a moss addiction.
give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh goodness. It's alright, it's not terrible.
Eight.
It's well 8.
So you give this like a little lick, and it tastes like those chanterelle mushrooms as well.
Oh my god.
You do a single lick, but you want to link it again.
I go to eat it.
What are you doing?
Do you take it to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody stop me?
So are you just gonna like bite it from the floor or pick a bit off again?
I think she's spent down. She's bent down. She licked it. I think she's just gonna like full on just chomp from the.
Okay.
ground.
Cool. All right. So you take a little lick, and it the smell and the lick of it, the taste of it, it smells like this delicious sort of chanterelle soup or sauce that you've tried before, and you bite into it, and initially when it goes into your mouth, you taste it. It is exactly the same, and you feel that almost feel the sort of sauce that from the chanterelle mushroom go down your throat, and you're like, oh, it's so good. But after a few seconds, you then get the bitter kind of earthy taste of just regular old moss in your mouth. And as you swallow down the sort of clumps of dirt and moss on it, you realize that, I'm just eating moss.
Plop. Plop. And then she's just gonna spit it all out, and then just using her paws, just wiping her tongue like. Bleh.
Yeah, you just got a mouthful of dirt and moss and vegetation that very bitter, doesn't taste very nice.
Oh god, yeah, and the water skin. Yeah. What are you doing?
Glug, glug, glug.
Okay, easy.
The water tastes fine. That washes your mouth out, and it tastes nice and crisp and clean.
Points at the glowing moss, and it's a. Bleh.
It still smells really.
I mean-
Even from this distance, you can still smell that beautiful like smell of the sauce and the chanterelle.
I mean, it's moss. Why would you eat it to begin with? I thought maybe it could
It's all over
like,
the
help
place.
in some way, but
Goes to sniff it again.
So the,
no. Okay, right.
loop
Let's just
continues.
go. Okay.
Little Miss Addiction.
Tisvin, give me a perception check.
Sir, yes, sir.
Ooh,
Hey!
at 20. Very nice. So while everyone's like looking at Moira eating the moss, you turn around and you just have a look out, just keeping your eyes on the path and the way you're going. And you notice that a couple of sort of 10 or so feet ahead, you notice that the path actually starts to turn into a stone sort of path, sort of a cobblestone path that sort of just starts from nowhere and carries on. And you see it's got this sort of like a as you sort of step towards it, a kind of a gleam, a sheen on it, almost sort of again silver-like, like the water itself, and it leads further off and just between the trees and off further in the direction that you were walking.
Tristan will call out, Sorhana, does this cobblestone path indicate that we are on the correct path? Do you know?
Thana comes over to you and looks at the path, and she writes on the little pad that she's got and shows you, and it says basically, I think so. It has been some time since. What was that voice again? It's been some time since I have been this way, but I believe the path will lead us to High Ankle.
I love that she writes in her voice.
Yes. Well, otherwise I don't get to do the voice. So,
Maybe it's one of those
yeah, that's
magic
absolutely
papers
what
that
we
falls
hear.
into a mouth
Yeah.
and speaks what's written.
Yeah.
this is what Tisfin hears in his head. You hear it in her voice. But yeah, she sort of suggests that this is, as far as she remembers, there was a pathway that leads to High Ankle, and this looks like the start of it.
Only one way to find out, I guess. Moira, are you done eating moss?
Galatea just sounds and giggles.
Am I still holding the piece of moss that I took out?
The piece of moss that you took away from the water.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be holding it if you want to, or you could have thrown it away.
Does that smell like normal moss?
Yes.
Okay. But it smells
Come
so
on.
good. I just want to keep sniffing it.
Come on, you little widow.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Sure.
Lick it.
I feel like Moira deserves an inspiration for eating moss.
Well, to be honest, it's a regular occurrence, so I'm not sure. She's done it 3 times
True.
now, so it's like, it's inevitable.
Every time.
Okay, then she deserves an inspiration for letting you talk her into eating moss 3 times.
I feel like Faye deserves.
Here's some compensation. Sure,
Here's compensation for
why not?
fucking with you.
Moira, you may have a inspiration point for eating moss
Oh,
3 times in a row.
Oh, yay.
Wait, if I eat must,
No, it's only for Moira. No, it's just a Moira thing now.
God damn it.
You gotta find a thing that's
Moira.
unique to your character. You just need to keep.
You get an
bloody
inspiration
doing it. Like, fall in
point
love with
as long
every
as the next
NPC.
time we come in contact with moss, you eat it.
My god, the whole party just turns like fully salad-based diet.
That's
for
it.
inspiration.
We just all start grazing.
Oh dear. But yeah. So you have a path ahead of you, or you can continue to eat the moss. It's up to you.
At the Tisfin shouting at her, Mora's just gonna sort of scrunch her nose, like. Well, I mean, if he can try to read my expression, it would be like, whatever could you possibly be insinuating, young man? Just like.
Oh, mouse, please.
like a bit of a huff.
Oh, by the way, does everyone notice that you're wearing the mask now?
I mean, they should, since he's wearing it, but...
So yeah, so Tisfin this morning is wearing this wooden mask that looks like a female princess elf.
I mean, didn't he put it on in front of us?
Yeah,
probably.
he
Yeah,
denied it.
but no one had commented like, "Oh, you're wearing a mask this morning." No, I just I just wondered if no one had mentioned it, so I just wondered.
Oh, I thought we were all sort of sat in quite close proximity.
I guess so. I guess you would have noticed it. Yeah. No one had said anything. I was just pointing it out if anyone had.
I mean, I was literally there giving it to
Yeah.
him.
Cool. So, are you continuing?
Yes, Moira's gonna stop sniffing the moss.
Okay.
Even though she really, really wants to keep sniffing at the moss.
I mean, you can.
There'll be more moss, don't you worry, mommy.
But it smells so good.
Okay. Well, you continue on this new path further into the forest, and you travel for probably another couple of miles before eventually the path leads you to the end of to an opening. You see the trees begin to thin out, and you find yourself at the edge of a mist-wrapped lake.
Oh, change of map.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Loading.
Everything's black and white.
It's all black for me.
I can only see my token.
I may have forgotten to put the ambient light on. Give me 1 second.
I see our characters and half a circle of map.
Yeah, it depends if
don't
you've
see
got
that.
dark
I
vision or
only
not.
see
That's
my
probably something I need to change. Give me 1 second.
Don't worry, guys. It's just suddenly
One.
Feywild nighttime.
Let's see, lighting.
Alright, that would make sense because this place have no daylight cycle at the moment.
Can
There
you-
we go.
Can you see now?
Yes.
Excellent. That's better. Okay. Yeah, for the moment, you've got enough light to see. So, okay. So, yes, eventually, the path leads you to the edge of a mist-wrapped lake. The stone pathway, gradually falters, crumbling into soft marsh and vanishing beneath the surface of a shadowy, still lake, easily 300 feet across. The stream you followed spills gently into it, and from the mire, the faint glimmer of an old high-arched bridge raises high into the air, impossibly high, almost vertical, is in its ascension. At the peak of the bridge, there is perched a small circular chapel, half grown over with ivy and night-blooming vines. Can you all give me a perception check?
This is Kane's Lake, isn't it? And he's not here.
Everyone rolling perception?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, 1.
Ah, 4.
Oh,
I'm
don't make
busy.
me be the one with the highest roll.
Listen, I am sick and tired of these
Really?
low rolls today for me. Inspiration immediately.
Who
Okay.
has taken my high rolls?
Okay,
I guess I used
so
them earlier.
well, I'll say that Amaros and Tisfin, you faintly think hear on the wind what sounds like a soft male voice. You think almost like a in a sing-songy voice coming from the direction of the lake, but it's so faint you're only just sort of catching it on the wind, and the other two of you don't hear it at all.
I think I hear a voice or something. Do anyone else hear it?
Huh? What? I think I've got a bug in my eye. Oh, yeah.
Ian,
Oops.
I hear it too.
can I use my inspiration to reroll?
If you would like to, yeah, sure.
Yes, thank you. Because I am sick and tired of these low rolls. Well, 14?
Well, that's
You
still
at least
higher.
got the
That's still higher.
highest now?
Yeah. yeah. So now you listen, you perk your ears up, Moira, and yes, you can definitely hear it. It seems to be a male voice singing, some kind of like poem or like a song or something, and it seems to be coming from the lake, sort of possibly towards the little chapel that seems to be the top of this bridge. But as you look out, you see that this large lake, still sort of lake, in front of you, covers a very large area. Like I said, each square here is actually 10 feet, not 5 feet, just so you sort of know the scale of this. But it's vast across. It looks like there are, several possibilities here. Like you can maybe walk around the outside of the lake. Around the edges of it if you didn't want to like go over it. But it looks like it's all sort of like boggy sort of marshland, so it may be slower going that way. There is this bridge that goes up into the sky, which is obviously the main way, but it looks like about there we are, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 70 or so feet in front of you. The pathway sort of disappears, and it seems like the pathway has sort of collapsed a little bit into the water, and so you would have to sort of wade across to go up it. Alternatively, the lake itself, you can see by the very edge here. Let's say who you had perception checks. Probably Moira, you probably see this. There seems to be what looks like a broken part of a boat. Which, not usable on its own, is obviously some way that people used to get across this lake on a boat of some sort. But yeah, I'll leave it to you to decide what you want to do here. But there seems to be several possibilities of crossing this path. Alternatively, of course, you could go back into the forest and look for an alternative way.
Moira is gonna. The singing was coming from the tower.
That's where it seems to be coming from. It seems to be coming from from that direction of the lake. Yes.
Moira's gonna write a note that says, "Male singing, in the tower." A broken boat on the lake. And then show the note to everyone.
Everyone else down for investigating?
Yeah. After you.
I'll take the lead.
Thank you.
Tisvan will walk up to just where the path goes down into the water.
Sure.
And try to see how far under is it. Would it be dangerous, for example, for Moira to try to pass, or could she also wade through it?
Sure. Yeah. So give me you can choose either a perception or investigation check to have a closer look at this. Essentially, as you walk up to the edge, you see that the causeway is sort of sunk into the lake there, and right. So you got an 8. So you can't see all the way through. You can see that the at least at the beginning, it's probably about 2 feet deep into the water, but then it definitely gets a little bit deeper. How deep you can't really tell from the shoreline. You'd have to sort of go across, but it's only about 40 feet across. So even if you had to swim a little bit, it's not too far to the other side. But it is possible that maybe it's only 4 or 5 feet deep in its deepest point. It's just not really. You can't really tell from where you currently stand.
Tisvan will turn to the others. I believe most of us would be able to wade through this without too big of a problem. Moira, you would possibly have to swim for a bit. Would you like me to carry you?
I have something.
Oh?
Yeah. Moira, can you come over here?
Moira approaches.
I found this thing. Oh, maybe I didn't. I swear I learnt the little magic disc thing, and now I can't read or see it anywhere. Nope, I have nothing. I don't know where it's gone. It's just my weird
More moss?
spell questions. Yeah, it's not more moss. I thought I'd learnt like the floating disc, but I think maybe there were some issues with spells. I forgot to run it through it with you.
I could. Did you pick it? Is it in D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I might have. I might have gone for something else instead. Because, yeah, I don't have it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Galatea, do you think if both of us use ice magic, maybe we can freeze a path?
Oh, we could. It would be sort of slippery. But we could. Otherwise, I can lift Moira over, or make her float.
I could just carry her on my shoulder otherwise, as I've done before.
Yeah. If anything happens, we'll take it from there, I guess. It's just water, right? There's nothing.
Moira is just gonna grab her hands at Tisfan.
Tisfan is gonna pick her up, put her on his shoulder, and without really waiting for anyone else, start wading through the water.
Sahana, are you okay?
Sahana looks around and she sort of points towards the sort of the boat, and she writes a little note down and she just hands it to you that says, maybe we could fix this.
I don't really know how to fix things like that.
I was actually gonna say that I wanted to investigate the boat.
Amaras, Tisfan, do you know? Can you fix things?
Tisfan will stop a bit into the water.
You've taken like a couple of feet into the water, but you're the bottom of your boots is kind of wet. You haven't gone too far.
The only thing I have experienced fixing is, well, my chainmail. That's about it.
I don't have an experience fixing boats, but maybe we can find something useful in it. And I like to investigate boats.
I have some experience fixing carts, not boats. Maybe that is helpful.
So if you want to have a look around and see if there is anything around that you could use to maybe repair the boat or to build something that you could use, it'll take you a little while to do that. So if you want to have a look around, I mean, just looking briefly around you, there are lots of essentially along the shoreline, there are lots of sort of felled trees and sort of branches and bits and pieces and roots and vines, and that's all sort of growing around the edge. So there's definitely sort of items that you could gather here. But give me an investigation or nature check to see if you can find suitable materials.
10.
10. Okay. Yeah, there is a few bits and pieces here. It's difficult. You probably need to spend a bit more time looking around. Immediately here on the shore, there doesn't seem to be enough stuff. Perhaps if you went a bit further across, into the mire a little bit, or back into the forest, you might be able to find some more. But there doesn't seem to be quite enough stuff here on the shoreline.
Maybe we should just freeze it. Have you found anything? Yeah. Have you found anything, Amras?
I was just waiting to get an okay from the DM to actually investigate the boat itself.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes, yeah, go for it. Go give me an investigation check.
Ooh, a 9.
9. There doesn't seem to be anything in the boat as such. It definitely this boat has like fallen apart, rotted through. You sort of see maybe a little way out into the lake, a little bit of wood, and some, maybe an oar or something as well that's sort of still floating there, which suggests to you that perhaps this boat has, recently, maybe it was floating out there on the water and recently sort of fell apart, and this is sort of washed up on the shore. Give me another perception check actually as you're looking out there.
Well, I guess I'm
one.
blind that time.
Yeah, no, you don't really see anything as you look across the lake. Yeah, you there's nothing to indicate that there's any other sort of boats around or anything. But yeah, this one seems to be, whether it's serviceable or not. I mean, it just seems to be the front half of the boat seems to be okay. So if you could sort of jerry rig up something to kind of, cover the back end of it, maybe you could seal it up somehow and make it serviceable. But you'd need to have a look around for materials, really.
Did you
I
say
don't think this is gonna be salvageable. I still suggest the ice path. I think that's better. I'm looking at the boat. I kind of don't trust the water itself, but
yeah, I don't want another situation like the swampy bits. Did you say there was singing? I still can't hear.
Yeah, now that you're a bit nearer, give me another perception check if you'd like to listen out. Anyone who hasn't heard the music so far.
Oh,
Yep.
there it is.
22. Yep, you can hear it now. Yeah, you now that you're a bit nearer, you can definitely hear. Yeah, it's a male voice singing, and it seems to be coming from what sounds like up towards this chapel. It seems to be sort of either a poem or like verses of a song. You can't quite make out the words for it, but it's definitely a male voice singing.
Well, if someone's out there, then they must know how to get across. Maybe we could just ask.
Amros is gonna reach out his hand and blast the water a bit further out towards this air. Yeah, with an ray of frost and see if he can freeze it. He would do it closer to us, but if I did, I might freeze Tucson's feet stuck in the water.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. So you cast Ray of Frost, and what does that allow you to freeze a certain amount of area? Does it say?
I think it could.
We did use it like that for the
I think we did,
quicksand.
at least thematically.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, thematically. Yeah. So it will freeze it a little bit. How much weight it will take? We don't know because this is just a cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a cantrip.
Yeah. So
which I will fucking spam it until it's thick.
You certainly can like freeze a bit of the water, but I'll have to make you make checks for how long it will last before it breaks, because you're not going to be able to freeze like a block of ice. It's going to be just very surface level. But
That's
you can
fair.
certainly give it a try. Yes.
And that was mud. That
Which
wasn't
roll,
water.
attack or damage for that?
So are you going to do this so that you're all going to walk across the ice, or are some of you doing that? Some of you are wading through. What are you doing?
I was just gonna ask.
Who are you going to ask?
I just want to call out to the temple.
Okay, so
See
so each square is 10 feet. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is like 150 feet away.
Okay.
So and this and that's not the elevation either. This isn't flat. This chapel and this bridge, although it looks flat here, this is like, I don't know, 200 or 300 feet in the air. It's super duper steep. This thing, it's going to be hard going, making up the size of these bridges. It's possible. It looks like it's possible to do, but it's a long way away. Like if you shouted, I mean, it's possible. If you want to give it a shout and see if the voice will hear you, by all means. But you can only just hear this song on the wind, so it's not as if it's like, it's not as if you can hear it like all the words or anything. So, but by all means,
maybe I'll skip it just in case other things hear us.
Okay.
I'll see what Amaros is doing first.
I mean, I'm blasting the water to see if I can make it thick enough to stand on. And to be honest, I thought that was actually a bridge we were able to get up on. I didn't think it was also submerged.
No, from this point here upwards is not submerged. It's only this bit here that's in the water. But this is going up very high. So it looks flat on the map here, but this is going up. Each square is like 10 feet across, but also 10 feet up. So it's a very, very tall bridge. But it's only this. So you'd have to make it basically like 40 feet across, using your ray of frost to freeze 40 feet basically along as you go, which you can do because it's a cantrip, so you can keep using it over. I'll just make you make rolls for every 5 feet that you're going to make sure that you don't fall through.
Okay. What I was more asking is, would we actually be able to get up on that bridge? Like, is this part actually on the water level, or is it like cut off?
No. What you can see is it rising out of the water. So if you were to walk through the water, you can walk up the bridge. This isn't hovering over this in the sky. The bottom of this bridge is collapsed in such a way that it leads into the water. It's just the part between where you're standing on the edge and the bottom of that edge of the water has sunken into the water down. But the part of the bridge that's at the base here has collapsed, so it's touching the water, so you can still walk straight up it. It's not like it's elevated.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'm just gonna keep freezing it.
Okay.
I'll help.
Okay, cool. So my question is, are you freezing it and walking over it for just you? Or are you freezing it for everyone to walk across?
I'm freezing it for me to test, and if it works, then I'll continue freezing it for everyone else too.
Okay, so Galatea, you don't really need to roll to hit because you're just hitting the water anyway. So we'll say, as you're using it, it's working. It is freezing the water, but every time you step onto it, I'm going to make you roll to see if you fall through.
That's good.
Okay, so you don't have to keep like rolling basically to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you and Tisfin, are you waiting to see how this works?
I was gonna say, kind of, since I didn't want to interrupt, while they've been discussing, Tisfin has been walking through the water with Moira on his shoulder.
Okay, fine. All right. So while you guys are basically doing this and preparing to do the freezing, Tisfin with Moira on their shoulders, it has started to walk across the water.
I would wait till he's at least across if he's gonna do that, because I don't want to freeze his ass in the water. Sure.
I think while you've been discussing this and testing this out on the shoreline, Tisfin has just walked ahead, so he's in front of you.
Tisfin.
Okay, cool. So,
well, I was gonna spare him a pair of wet boots, but his choice is.
Okay, so
you can at least wait.
Okay,
we're supposed to be a group here with group decisions, right? I thought we learned from the previous mistakes.
You say as he walks continuously off into the water.
Yeah, just walking.
It's smart. We've been through this.
Okay, so what's your movement speed? This one.
My movement speed is 30.
Okay, so with Moira on your shoulders, you're going to go a little bit slower than that. So we'll say 20 feet. So these are 10 feet each. So you get to basically where Moira is on the map at the moment. So we'll just move her there. like that. So you're about that far.
All right.
Okay. And you'll be back here. Okay. So you get to the first sort of almost about halfway through, and the first part of this is about 2 feet deep, and it slowly gets like a bit deeper as you go back. So you're about 4 feet deep, but that's about as sort of as deep as it goes towards the midpoint. However, as the stone steps that you're walking on, as they've sort of gone under the water, they've slowly got covered with like moss and algae and stuff, so they become very slippery underfoot. So I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please, to make sure you keep your footing.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
11.
11. Okay, so with the added weight of Moira on your on your shoulders, you unfortunately don't quite keep your footing as well. The extra weight on the top sort of off balances you a little bit, and you do slip. Now that means both of you fall into the water, which isn't too bad because it's cold, but and Moira, unfortunately, you do get dunked into the water. But you can't call out or scream as you hit it because you can't speak. But you fall into the water into the water as well. Cool. All right. So that's what happens. Now, while that is happening, you two on the shoreline see them topple over into the water. Tisvin, you were already wet, so now you're just basically a little bit more wet. Yeah. But that's what happens. So they both sort of fall into the water, and you sort of splash around until you try and regain your footing. Moira, you may be paddling a little bit because your feet can't actually reach the floor. So while that happens, Amros, Galatea, are you both doing this at the same time? Or are you just freezing the water in front of yourselves? How are you? Are you working as a team, or are you working separate? What's going on?
I'll help to try and make it as solid as possible.
Okay, so you're both. All right. So what I'll say is you both
working this.
Yeah, and it's 10 feet across, so you can both walk on this together at the same time, I would imagine. So we'll say that you're both slowly walking across, both using your ray of frost to kind of freeze the water in front of you. So all I'll do is for every 10 feet that you're moving, I'll just get you to make a roll to see if you can also stop yourselves from sort of falling through. So you can both walk side by side for this, so you don't need to be one behind the other unless that's what you want to do. So let's have a little think about what should we do here. I feel like it might be similar to the dexterity as well, because you're trying to walk across as gently as possible. So if you can both give me dexterity saving throws to see if you can. Oh no, sorry. Dexterity checks. Oh no, saving throw. It is a saving throw. Sorry.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm just checking on here because it was a saving throw for them because of the slippery surface. You're also walking on ice, so I'm going to say it's the same for going across. Okay, so Amoros, I'm going to say so Galatea, you hold your footing as you're walking on the ice. Amoros, you do not hold your footing, so you do slip. But now I need you to make a saving throw to see if you stay on the bridge or if it breaks that you're making, the ice bridge that you're making, because you've landed heavily on the ground. So can you
dexterity again?
Can you make a second dexterity save to see if you now stop yourself from falling through or falling off the bridge? That's a 2.
Well, I guess I used my luck too early during the session.
So you're both freezing this bridge. You start walking across. Unfortunately, Amros, you slip, you lose your footing, you hit the ground, and you land with a thump. And Galatea, you just watch as Tisvin just smashes through and falls into 2 foot of water below him.
Amros, you mean?
Amros, sorry. And you fall into the water.
But
you're only a little way further forward, so you're only 2 foot of water there anyway that you fall into.
Do I fall in as well?
No, because it's a 10-foot area.
Okay.
So I'm saying his 5 foot that he was standing on.
His bit,
yeah, so he fell through that bit. Your bit was fine. You
Okay.
so you're sort of carry on freezing. You just see this sort of Amros shaped hole in the ice where he fell through.
How cartoony.
Okay, so back to and I'll say that Sahana is basically. I think she's
Watching
probably
and laughing?
standing on the shoreline, just deciding which one is the better option to do. But
At this point, none of them.
you continue to do this. So Tisfin, I assume you're going to probably try and grab Moira again and continue.
Yes, sir. So Tisbin lifts Moira up out of the water, back on the shoulder, and we said 20 feet. That was
It's another 20 feet to go. Yeah. So you grab Moira, put it back on your shoulders, and you're going to carry on walking.
Another dexterity saving throw, I assume.
Yes, please. As you're continuing to walk on the moss as it starts to go up again.
Much better.
There we go. Perfect.
Dirty
All right.
20.
So yeah, so as you're getting across there, you make it to the bottom edge of this bridge safely, and you and Moira have waded across and got to the bottom of the bridge.
Tisvin will put Moira down on a dry part out of the water, then turn around and look at the other two.
Perfect.
Moira, being completely drenched, just kind of looks at Tisvin like, I know it wasn't your fault, but also, and she, even though she has like clothes on and stuff, she is still furry, and is just gonna shake it off, and just gonna shake herself and absolutely non-apologetically splash everything on Tisvin.
Tisvin will look over at Moira, accept it, and then look back at the other two.
Okay, so Galatea, are you going to continue to move forward with your ice, or are you going to wait for for Amros, or what are you doing?
I'll try and help Amorous get back on some ice.
Okay.
So I'll make some ice in front of him.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna basically use instead of moving forward, you're gonna use your turn to kind of create more ice for him so he can get a leg up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So we already said like the ice works. So Amros, you can wade out of the 2 feet because you didn't really get very far. So if you now want to make another roll dexterity to see if you can keep your footing to move forward, you can.
Well, I appreciate it. Such a good plan. Such a fail. Oh, come on, spin on the 20.
Okay, so you stand back up on the ice, and just as you're thanking Galatea, you lose your footing and fall. So now give me another dexterity to see if you fall off the bridge again.
This is some slapstick.
Very slapstick.
Yeah, you fall off it again.
Oh, come on!
So you slide and you fall. This time you fall forward and you fall into the lake, into the slightly deeper area. So now you're 4 foot in the water. As you fall, and
he's gonna mumble to himself, and ice is supposed to be my element. Blah, 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 blah.
So you're now 4 foot in the water, probably like because you fell in rather than walking. You're probably soaked just as Mura is as well. Yes, Hannah's just sort of looking in sort of disbelief at this happening. So Galatea, do you want to try and move forward with using your ice as well now?
Yes. One more try.
Okay, so you want to try and move forward another 10 feet forward. So give me a dexterity to make sure you keep your footing.
Yeah, did we move 10 feet before? Yeah.
Each square is 10 feet, so you're essentially moving 10 feet. I'm only getting you going that slowly because obviously you're having to walk more gingerly across because you're not wading across water. You're trying to create this and walk slowly across without falling.
What was it? It was dexterity, right?
Dexterity saving throw, please. Yeah. Perfect.
20.
Yeah, nice 20. Yeah, so you continue freezing.
So
And
I
you
casually
gently...
stroll across and look at Amaros like, what the fuck?
Well,
are
he's
you
now
doing?
he's now down 4 feet, like in the water. So, like, you just see his head bobbing there as you're sort of walking across, sort of trying not to like look directly at him and going like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, it's hard work." Then, okay, so Sahana is going to maybe just go a step forward into the water. She's just going to like probably wade across like this one. She has no magic to do this, and she's seen Amros fall in like twice. So she's just going to walk in and maybe try and help you up, Amros, as you go in the water. Can you all make me perception checks, please?
Oh no. Not 20.
Oh, nat 20, nice.
There's my high roll back.
I got a 24 in all. Oh,
Excellent.
wow.
Perfect. Okay, so as you're looking down, from your vantage point, a little bit higher off the water, you see Amros in the water. You see the others across there. Everyone else is sort of like focused on Amros in the water and or standing on the other side of the bridge, sort of drying themselves off. But from your vantage point, Galatea, you're the only one that notices a sudden sort of shift in the water. This is quite a still lake, and although Amros and that have fallen in the water and are causing ripples and stuff, there's a sudden a wave off to the right-hand side of where he is. And as you stand there, you see a creature bursting out from the water.
Oh, great.
As a giant constrictor naga comes bursting out of the water, its fangs gleaming and looking down at Amros. And please, everyone, roll me initiative.
Everyone out!
Why could I foresee this happening, and why did I know it was gonna be so bad?
Jesus. Oh, there is no. Oh wait.
Oh, yeah, 1 second. Let me create the...
There's no
I
cover.
keep looking in attributes for initiative, but it's in utility.
Utility, yeah, sorry.
I can't click it, Faye. I can't click it.
Why can't you click it?
Oh, I can.
I can click it.
Can you click it now? There you go.
Yeah.
I don't like the name of that thing.
It's
Fine.
fine. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Wait, no, I don't want to be first. Oh no.
Well, you should have thought of that.
I think I'm first, Mar.
Oh, never mind. I get confused because I'm first on the left, but the initiative is in the middle. Now,
You and I should do rollies to see who's first.
oh,
Mira.
well,
I'll roll a d20.
does it like, does it?
You go first. Oh, that's Sahana. I just used the little dice down. Yeah.
8.
8.
So you go first.
So I go
Just
first.
like it is in the thing.
Yeah, just like in the thing. Rollies. If Faye agrees, of course.
Yeah, it's fine. You can do rollies.
Almighty Overlord.
Yeah, you can do rollies.
Right,
There's
so
no overlord here. It's just a Fey Lord. That's a much higher roll.
Faylord sounds so wrong. It's one letter of a very 90s slur.
It is? I don't know that.
I don't know. Kane, are you able to roll the...
Do you want me to check?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were doing the roll.
Oh, yeah.
He's here somewhere.
It's fun.
I've been a session behind on all the rolls and stuff. I can't remember where everything is.
Yeah, so if you click on your portrait and then you click utility, that should appear up in the sort of top left. There we go.
Oh, this is.
Nice.
Perfect. All right. All right. So Amoros. Fortuitously, it is you that goes first. You are 4 foot in the water, and this great big constrictor snake comes bursting out of the water right in front of you. What do you do?
Amaras.
Panic?
Yeah, I'm just. Goddamn, best options to do here is panic. He was never not ready for that thing.
Oh, actually, yeah. Does this happen before? Let me look. Oh yes. So sorry. Before you start, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Ah, crap.
I don't know.
16.
16 is good. Yes. You, as it burst out of the water, you felt a sudden a fear just shoot through your body. And you thought you were gonna be pee your pants essentially. But luckily you're standing in water, so no one can tell. Which basically means you're now you were gonna be frightened, but you are now immune to the frightened because you saved. So you don't have to worry about that. That is their aura of dread.
Oh.
But you succeeded, so you're all good.
Jesus.
Now this thing is a giant creature. Oh, sorry, a large creature. So it is its head comes out of the water. It is it's like covered. It's like a black snake, sort of enshrouded in sort of black just like sort of black smoke or drips and stuff all over it, and it just bursts its way out of the water, and it just rains down the waters on you as it just stands, its face looking directly down, its fangs bared and its tongue hissing out.
Okay, this is probably not gonna work, but Amros is gonna try and say in Draconic, don't mind us, we're just trying to get across. Sorry to disturb your territory?
Cool. Okay, so you can say that as a free action. It doesn't seem to react to that. And you're not sure if it's because it doesn't understand that language or if it's just ignoring you.
It was worth a shot. But seeing that it does not show any sign of caring at all, and the general experience with larger animals in the Feywild in general, yeah, Amro's gonna go for an Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
No more chances, actually. (22 to hit).
Now, remind me, Kane, are ranged spell attacks also at disadvantage if you're close up, like ranged attacks?
Yeah, unless you have the feat that stops that from happening.
Do you have that feat,
Right,
Amoros?
crap.
Yeah, so you have to roll again, I'm afraid.
Damn, that's such a good roll.
Sorry.
And that's such a worse roll. 13.
A 13. Unfortunately, you fire this out, but your Eldritch Blast hits the scales of this creature, but it seems to have no effect.
Okay, I'm gonna try to spend the rest of my movement trying to get over to our melee fighters, because, wait, we only have one, but you get what I mean. Fuck!
Okay, so you're going to move, you're wading through the water that direction?
Yes.
Okay, can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
12.
12 is just enough to keep your footing so you don't fall over. That's
I was still in the water, wasn't I?
You were, yes. So you've moved 10 feet. Do you want to move further?
I mean, yeah, I would continue moving. My argument is more like, since I'm already in the water, I wouldn't have had a chance to get up on the platform, nor would I actually have a chance to continue to freeze ahead of me in this scenario.
You're in the
would I?
water at the moment, so I'm going to say you probably can't freeze it while you're submerged. So if you froze the water, you'd basically be freezing around yourself. So I would imagine you probably just want to wait at this point to try and get out as quickly as possible.
Well, I'm not gonna turn myself into a popsicle, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get up, possibly up here if I can. I mean, it is 30 feet, so I should.
So you move 10, so that would be 20. That would be 30 feet. Yeah.
Yep.
What's your movement?
30 exactly.
Okay. All right. So if you're going to be doing that, I need you to make one more dexterity saving throw, please, just to make sure, see if you can keep your feet as you come out of the water on the bridge.
Sure. 18.
Perfect.
20 total.
You do. Excellent. Cool. So as you move out of
Where
the
was
range,
that when I was in the fucking ice? Damn
as you
it.
move out the range of the this shadow constrictor Naga, can you? It is going to use its reaction to whip its body around and try and constrict you so you can't move.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to use this. Does a 23 hit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fair.
Cool. All right. So as you try and make it your way through the water, you keep your footing and you try and climb onto the bridge. But as you do that, it uses its reaction as you leave it, moves it out of its area to writhe its body out of the water. And where it was just the head before, you didn't quite see how long the body was. It whips a coil of its body up and around you. And as it slowly drags you back towards it, it begins to constrict around you. So it does 11 points of bludgeoning damage as it starts to crush you, and you are currently grappled in place.
Ow.
So you are still here, I'm afraid. Well, we'll say here because you're actually only 1 square away from it, so we'll say you're there, but you're all in the same sort of area. And what does it say?
That will be my turn.
So, yeah, bludgeoning. So you're grappled currently until the start of your next turn, where you can try and escape if you want to. Yeah. So that's currently where you are. All right. Now we move on to Galatea.
Okay.
You've seen Amoros fall off twice into the water. You've seen a giant shadow Naga erupt from the water. He made an attempt to try and attack it. It failed. He ran away, and he wasn't quite able to get to the bridge before the tail end of this Naga wraps itself around and starts crushing Amoros in front of you. What would you do? Oh, and before you have your go, can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, of course.
That is enough. And so you fear the fear well up within you, but you shake it to the one side. You see your friend being crushed here, and you're able to pass it off, which means you are now immune to the fear effect of this Naga for the rest of this. And you may take your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna cast True Strike.
Okay.
To see if I can find any little soft spot or any way of hitting it.
Okay, perfectly. So it gives you insight, does it? So your wisdom insight check decides whether you can determine the true intentions of the creature, such as when searching out a lie or predicting something next move. Doing so involves gleaning clues from the body language. Okay. In the target's defense, on the next turn, you gain advantage on your next attack roll against the target, provided the spell hasn't ended. All right.
Yeah, it says first attack roll, so I think I can only use it in the beginning. I don't know.
Yes. So on your next turn, you get advantage on your first attack roll. So if you had 2 attacks, then it would just only be on the first one.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Cool.
I can't. Can I cast another spell since this is a cantrip, or can I only cast?
This
one
is a
spell?
concentration.
Oh, okay.
So you need to be concentrating on there. So you'd lose focus if you cast another spell.
That's
No, that's fine. Never
only
mind.
if the other spell is also a concentration spell, right?
No. Oh, yeah.
That's
You can still cast other spells, but
Yeah,
if
the other one
spell is
Oh,
also-
sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But it's okay. I'll just try and jump off back on solid ground. If
Oh,
I can.
you're going back that way?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I need to stay with Sahana.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. So as you move back, just give me a dexterity save, just to make sure you don't slip over or anything. Yep, you're all good. So you make it back over onto where Sahana is. You're basically standing like in 2 foot of water where you are because you're just on the edge, but you're not, you're not hindered by that at all.
Did you say that I could cast another spell since? That
Yeah.
one-
So the one you've cast is it was an action, so you can cast a bonus action spell if you've got one.
Yeah. Oh no, that wasn't a bonus action. Never mind. Oh no, yeah. Can I cast my magic weapon? That is a bonus action.
Okay, so you'll touch a non-magical weapon until the spell ends. The weapon becomes a magical weapon. +1.
It's touch. God damn it! I wanted to do it on Tissan.
Yeah, you have
Never
to touch
mind.
it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll skip that one.
Okay. All right.
And I will just tell Sohana to get back.
Okay. All right. So that's the end of your turn. Moira, can you please make me a wisdom saving throw?
It should be.
Hey,
Yeah,
perfect. You will also, again, you feel the fear welling up inside you, but as you see Amaros get grabbed, you put that aside, and you're now immune from the frightening effects of this giant naga. What would you like to do?
Okay, I would like to use my. Well, actually, no, because it did take its reaction already, so I should be able to move away
That's right.
without
Meta information, but yes.
So my movement is 25.
Yeah, so we'll say you can move 2 squares up the bridge, essentially.
Okay. Bum, bum.
Cool.
And I'm gonna shoot it with my sling.
Go for it. Yeah, 17 does hit, yeah.
Yay! I almost accidentally clicked critical hit. Max damage! 7 damage!
7 points, nice. So you've pulled, what are you firing in this? Is it like,
I'm still using the rocks that Galatea gave me.
okay, perfect. All right. So you load it up, a sharpened rock, and you fire it with all your might from this little thing. Actually, sorry. I have to change that, won't I? So, okay. So yeah, you fire this this little stone in your slingshot, and you hit it as hard as you can. You see the impact of this stone slam against the side on the scales of this giant naga. But it doesn't do quite as much damage as you thought it would do. But it does make some damage. It takes a few points of damage from that. It appears that its scales are quite hardy.
And resistant to non-magical weapons, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Cool.
Would you like to do anything else?
I can't really do anything.
Okay. All right. So we move on. It is now the Shadow Touch Constrictor's turn. It is going to take this first action against you, Amaros. Having caught you in its coils, it looks down this giant head of this Naga, which is it's snake, but its face is not snake-like. It's almost humanoid with these giant fangs and this hissing sort of snake tongue, and it looks down at you. It's horrifying, especially with this sort of black shadow, like that sort of seems to be drifting off of its eyes. But it looks down at you, and it, with you constricted and immobile, it bites down, trying to take a big chunk of you with it. So it is going to bite you, or try and bite you. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
It does. Okay. All right. That's 15 points of piercing damage as the snake leans down and pierces into your body.
As it does, I like to give it a little bit of a reminder of something.
Go for it.
Called Hellish Rebuke.
You point your finger at the creature, does damage, momentarily surrounding it with hellish flames. And make so a dexterity saving throw. Okay, let's do a dex saving throw.
I don't even need to point at it. I just need to tap it.
You just look at it and go. That's an 18.
Damn it. I wanted to burn it.
Or half as much
least
on
they
a successful. So it does half of whatever damage you're going to do.
Ooh.
Ooh, that would have been very nice.
So it's going to take 6 points of damage. But yeah, so it bites down onto you, but then this flame erupts from you, and you can see it sort of pull back as the inside of its mouth gets burnt, like it's eaten something very spicy. And that is the end of its go, as you are already within its constricted body. So. Can't do anything else apart from that at the moment. So we move
Christ,
on.
like that again, I'm dead. Shit.
It's Sahana's turn now. All right, Sahana to the rescue. What can she do? I should have put her full sheet on here because she doesn't have anything on Foundry. Hang on a second. Let me look up a character sheet. I'll have to update that for next time.
Uh-oh.
Where are we? Okay, she's going to... I'm going to have to adjust this because I haven't leveled her up on the sheet. So let's see what... two onto that as well. Okay, she's going to make an attack. I'll have to do this just with dice because I can't do it on her sheet. The numbers are wrong. So she's going to make an attack with her rapier. And she draws that out, and she's going to try and stab this thing to try and get it to let you go, Amaros. That's not enough. What else can she do? All right, she's going to... oh, hang on 1 second. This is... okay, so she can... Yeah, she can see you as well. All right. All right, who spell on here? She's going to look at you, Amros, in the clutches of this giant snake-like creature, and she is going to cast Healing Word. And she's going to cast it at 2nd level. So you get...
Isn't Healing Word somatic?
oh, no. No, it's not. It's
Verbal.
verbal, isn't it? Well, she's going to try and do that then, and then she's going to fail because she can't speak. But she doesn't need to, because you see her put her rapier away, put her hands together, and very quickly and rapidly make several hand gestures and then point towards you. And she casts Healing Word. And she gives you joy. I don't think ability modifier as well. So that's 7 points of healing. Exactly. She uses ninjutsu
Mora's,
to heal you.
Mora's just on the bridge, like, bah!
Teach me your
Nice
ways.
Like, actually, I have a perfect gif for this.
Yes.
Kangaroo!
Perfect. All right, so you can heal yourself 7 points. If you would like. There you go. Perfect.
Much
All right.
appreciated.
So you feel like a healing heat within you sort of go through your body, and and Sahana looks up at you and sees you receiving this healing, and she nods and turns back towards you, Galatea, and she takes a couple of steps back as well, back out of the water to safety. And the Naga can... Oh, actually... Oh, no, it can't take its reaction because it already has somebody in its grasp. So she manages to get away. That is the end of her turn, though. And someone add to the list of things to remember. I need to update Sahana's character sheet so that I don't have to try and work out what it is that she can do. Thank you very much. All right, so after Sahana's go, Kane, mysterious personage. From your vantage point, you see this giant black snake-like creature emanate from the water and writhe around, and the people that you were observing from your current vantage point seem to be in what you would class as dire straits. What are you going to do?
I've been waiting on this island to get away from this blasted place this entire time. I am not going to let some oversized leech take away my only opportunity to get away from here. And she is going to cast Enlarge on herself.
Ooh.
Oh.
On what part of herself? Or the whole self?
Only her.
Hey!
She's going to use her cheeks
How
to
dare.
float across the water like a boy. The whole of me, please. The entirety.
The entirety of you. Okay, perfect. And that just happened. So you're now twice the size, are you? Or
So I use a spell slot.
Yep.
I don't know how perceptive everyone is right now being attacked by a giant snake, but you may hear the sounds of a flute being played. And then I imagine you are all disturbed by seeing a 12-foot person in the background start striding towards you.
Okay, so you're gonna jump into the water and start striding across?
Yes, I'm hoping that 12 feet is enough to walk along the...
Yeah. We'll say that's enough to be able to stand. You might be the water's quite high up on you still, but you'll be able to walk across.
The entire time she's walking, she's like, oh, this is so uncivilized.
Excellent. Now, what is your movement speed?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, yeah. So you can make it 30 feet towards whichever direction you're going.
Okay, so each square is
10.
10, so that would be 3 squares.
Yep.
Get off the ruler, Foundry.
Yeah, you have to pick that on again. It's really annoying, isn't it?
There we go.
Okay, cool. So you start wading across the water. So
My token would be as large as the constrictors now.
that's right. Yeah. Let me see. Can I change that on the fly? Let's see. Let's have a little look. Don't know if I can change it on here. I might have to look into that for next time so that we can do it. But I thought there was a way I could just quickly change it. But oh, hang on. Here we are. Maybe here. Does that do it? There you go.
Perfect.
All right, perfect. All right. So, but actually, does your movement increase as well if you're larger? Because I'd say you'd better cover twice the distance if you were twice the size.
I have the spell here. I will see. But then they do say the larger you are, the slower you move.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's like in the films where you see when people are larger, they suddenly start moving very slowly for some reason.
I guess it's the wind resistance.
Moira moves slower because she's small. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, it does not affect movement speed at all.
Oh, okay. All right. No
Yeah.
worries. Well, see, because you started here, I'd say, 10. Yeah, that's about as far as you can get. But let's say, everybody else, give me a perception check. Do you see this giant, snake-like person coming towards you? And what do you think about the current snake person who's currently attacking you?
Natural
20.
Ooh.
Oh, another natural 20.
Oh.
Wow, all wasted on
Oh,
looking at this
no.
person. Wow.
Yeah, but
It will say all of you who rolled. Let's see. Galatea, you see them as well. Let's see if Sahana notices.
it's kind of hard to miss.
Oh, I can't. I can't do the position. I can't. Her sheet's not filled in, so I can't do it. So,
I just imagine Amros being flung around by the fucking tail that he wouldn't be able to tell that whoever is approaching is scaly or at all just another human.
Well, I was going to say that you all notice this figure. Now, what exactly do they see? Because I don't want to insinuate anything if you look a particular way. So, you tell us what did the people see as you approach?
I'm about to post in the session chat the wonderful picture that Valadomi drew for me. Thank you.
No worries.
Excellent.
Ooh.
So
Damn,
you
nice
guys-
done, dummy.
As
Thank
I
you.
said, you guys see this. She looks so distraught and disgusted with this situation as her lovely dress is getting soaked in this bog water. Ugh. She is trying her best to ignore it and wade her way through this water towards the snake. Oh, there's a nasty scowl on her face. Like, she is entirely fed up with this.
All right. So you see after being currently attacked by this naga, this snake-like creature, you see in your peripheral more humanoid-looking snake person with an angry expression coming towards you. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
I mean, for those of you that got a 20, you could probably hear her under her breath just saying, like, it's an oversized leech, and it's attacking my one chance to get out of here, and now I have to go and deal with it.
Perfect.
This is beneath me.
I hate her already.
I love her.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, because you've used your action to do the thing. I was going to say you could double move, but you can't. All right. Cool. Well, if that's the end of your turn, we will turn to Tisfan.
Yes.
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes, sir. $16.
16, that's enough. You are also immune now to the fear effect of this creature. Oh, did I roll for Sahana? Don't think I did I? I'll just do a quick roll now.
Don't think you did, no.
I'll do a quick retrospective roll. Ooh. Yeah, well, she was definitely afraid, but she did attack, so I'm going to say that we'll have to re-roll that again on the next turn, because she is probably now feeling the fear. Okay, so so back to you, Tisvan.
Alrighty. Tisvan will step forward. Since these are 10-foot squares, he wouldn't be able to reach from where he stood.
Cool.
Then he will use... let's see here. He will use his channel divinity, Vow of Enmity. God, I can't speak.
Enmity, yeah.
Feel my struggles.
As a bonus action, you can utter a vow of enmity against a creature you can see within 10 feet of you. Using your channel divinity, you gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious.
Perfect.
And then we do the usual song and dance, the glaive.
Okay, go for it.
Ooh.
2 natural 20s? Jeez.
What?
He's back in his mood.
This is what happens when he uses the glaive. It's always natural 20s. I don't understand it. Okay, 26 definitely hit.
Yeah, and well, you know what I gotta add to that, right?
Yes. Divine Smite?
Divine Smite. So, regular Divine Smite damage. And then we do the damage for the glaive.
Okay. Now, your glaive is not magical, is it?
No, it's not magical.
Okay, so it's going to take half of this damage. So is that 21 doubled, or is that just the normal amount?
No. That is... since it rolls 2 dice on the critical hit, I rolled a 7 and a 10.
Okay, so it would be... You get maximum damage, don't you, on the glaive when you get a 20? So it's 20... 20 plus 4?
4. Yeah.
So you got 24 damage with the glaive itself, which then is halved because it's not magical, unfortunately. Yep. So it's 12 points of damage. You slice into it through its scales. Oh, who am I taking? Am I on the right one? I don't know if I was clicked on anyone. Did I damage anyone then? I was taking off 12, but it was the wrong person. All right, don't worry about that. Okay, so you take 12 points of damage. Okay, so you cut into it, and then your Divine Smite was
5 damage.
5 damage on that, and that's doubled as well, though, isn't it?
Well, when at the start we agreed that it wouldn't be doubled, but that's up to you if you want to change that ruling.
There was a reason, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head now.
I think it was because I got so many nat 20s at the start.
It was something that I think it was just. I don't think we stopped you from using the double damage. I think it was that we couldn't use it as often. Maybe I can't remember the exact conversation, but I know that we had to nerf it a little bit because otherwise you couldn't use it like multiple times. I can't remember now.
Anyway, I'll leave it up to you.
Okay,
basically.
All right. Well, for this instance,
I want to remember that we got to either choose to either do. Roll both or max damage on one, but it is something we might have to look back into again.
Yeah, I can't honestly remember. I know there was something with the fact that you could use it multiple times, or that with the maxing the damage, it became a little bit too much. You know, you could basically repeat it. I think multiple times. So I think we said we would only use it one. I can't remember at the moment. We'll just say it's double because I can't remember what I said. So it would be 16 for that one, which won't be halved because that is divine magic. So 16 points as well. Okay, perfect. So after seeing all this happen, Tisvan, you come in with your glaive and you slice up the side of this creature. ripping down into its through its scales into the side of the beast. It lets out a horrible scream as you slice into its body. And I'm going to make a strength saving throw to see if it can keep hold of Amoros. Oh yeah, it's probably gonna with a 20. Okay, so it's a dirty 20. So it its muscles relax for a second, Amoros, and you feel yourself start to slide out, but it quickly recovers and keeps you in check.
Dang it.
Is there anything else you can do, Tisfin?
No, I've used both my bonus action and my action, so that's my turn.
Okay, but you see the water now around you with this large wound that you've ripped into the side. You see this black ichor pooling out into the water and discoloring this once sort of clear lake. Very good. All right, so top of the round, it's back to Amoros again. Now, you've already beaten the Aura of Dread, so you don't have to roll against that anymore. So if you want to, you can try and use your strength to break yourself out, or you can just attack from where you currently are. It's up to you.
Yeah, I wanted to double check something. I am like each square you said were 10 feet, right?
Yes.
So Tisven is not within 5 feet of me, but the Naga would technically be within 5 feet since it's constricting me.
You are right up against the constricting snake, yes.
Because I wanted to see if I can break free using Thunderclap. Considering that is sure it's a sound technically, but in my head it kind of has an impact as well, and I wanted to see if I could use that to make just enough space between me and its tail for me to just slip through and fall into the water.
So can you bring up the
Yeah, sure.
what it says about the thunderclap? Okay, so great burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. Each creature within the range, other than you, must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 thunder damage. Yeah, it's just a sound, so it's not going to be making any distance or anything. There was another spell that I thought you could do where you can basically sort of do
It's
a
Thunder Wave.
teleport.
I've been looking at it.
Yeah.
I
so-
thought it was probably the one I was thinking of
Yeah.
first, but I thought I grabbed that one, but no, I had Thunderclap, so yeah, I might have screwed that one up.
Yeah, so that one will do damage, basically by making a loud noise, but it's not going to get you free. There's like Thunder Step as well that you can have, which basically allows you to sort of teleport out, which is another one that's quite useful because that would have been able to get you out of there. But so it's up to you. You can either use your strength to try and break free, or you can cast that, or you can do something else.
I have another one too, but also I found something interesting here. Thunderclap in Foundry says 15 feet cube, but in D&D Beyond it's 5 feet.
Are you possibly looking at like new rules versus old rules?
Yeah, you might have the 2014
I
one.
don't know. I don't know how to set it up to restrict
Does
to.
it
Hey, I want the
say
old rules.
legacy? Does it say legacy?
Yes.
Okay, then it's the older rules.
Huh.
Which is what we're using. Because the
Yes,
new
yes.
rules suck.
Well, so on, suck, yes. But okay, then my other idea, since, well, I'm constricted by this thing, and I don't think I have an easy way, like, is breaking free is an action, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I have a minus in strength. I highly doubt I will be able to pull that one off. But I could, since it decided to grab me and have fun with me that way, I might as well give it a bit of a shock to the system. Now, where is my little spell? Wait, why can't I? Oh, I got a spell missing. What the hell? I should have Shocking Grasp. Why can't I find that in my spell list?
I'm missing some spells too. I think they've done some voodoo magic.
Oh,
Yeah.
not again.
Spells are definitely changed in some way. I don't know.
All right. Well, if you guys want to use D&D Beyond for now to look at what your spells are, and we can work it out later. But for now, if you want to have a look at that, and then we can. As long as you've got the spell
um,
currently in your list, then you can just read me the
Shocking
information.
Grasp. Lightning surges from you to a creature that tried through a touch. Make a melee attack against the target. On hit, it takes 1d8 lightning damage and it can't use opportunity attacks until the end of its next turn.
Okay.
It's just a cantrip, but it would be a good way to give some payback.
All those dice.
So I guess I will just do one roll of a regular d8. Oh wait, that would be the damage.
Yeah,
so
you
I
wanna-
just need
you
to
don't
do
roll to-
a d20 to hit first.
Yeah.
That's an 11 plus 5 from my spell, so that would be 16.
Okay, yep, sure, that hits.
Yay! And then 1d8. Hey, 7 more.
Was there anything to add to that, or was it just 7d7?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't see if it increases in damage from my spell modifier.
If it's a cantrip, it doesn't. Not with your classes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then it would just be 7 points.
7 points of lightning damage. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so while it's holding on to you, it suddenly gets this electric shock basically going through it, ripping through. And it does that damage to it as well. Yeah, so you can see it definitely takes that damage. It's still looking like it's heavily wounded from the gash in its side, and it is taking damage from you, but it still seems to be holding on tight to you.
And
Anything else you'd like to do?
I wish I had something else to do, but I literally have no action or bonus actions
Okay.
as far as I know.
Okie dokie. All right, we'll move into Galatea then.
Yes.
Okay. Either way, I'm gonna hit you, Russ. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do it otherwise. Maybe I can. No, I can't. Can I cast a cantrip at a higher level? Does
Does it say you can?
possible?
No.
I don't know.
Cantrips just get more damage when you hit the.
Oh yeah, when you level. Yeah. Boo. Okay. Can I position myself in a way that I am 15 feet away from Amorous, but still keeping the snake in nearby?
I mean, you're more than 15 feet away from him now.
Yeah, but I need the snake to be within 15 feet and Sahana to not be.
Well, the snake is within 15 feet of you.
Is it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
Sahana needs to not be. So I need to work out
Okay.
how to...
What are you trying to do?
I want to cast Thunderwave.
Thunderwave. Okay, so you bring up the spell itself for us. Okay, Wave of Thunder is for sweeping out from you. Each creature within a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so if you move yourself, over here, then you will be close enough to it, but not close enough to the others. Does that make sense? Yes? No?
Yeah, sorry. I wasn't push to talk.
All right.
Yeah, I think if I step out there maybe, then I'm further away from Sahana. Is that?
She is within 15 feet of you still, because these are 10-foot blocks. So you'd have to move, like I say, over here. That's it. You move there, that then within 15 foot. So this is all like the Naga is just in range of your 15, but nobody else is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. Does this make sense? This is the template it's suggesting for me.
That's because it's a 5-foot grid on there, but you've actually got
right.
these are squares of 10 feet. It's difficult because technically we're fighting in a 5-foot area because I haven't got it split. Basically, the map was going to be massive, so I tried to make it easier to do it. But it's always difficult when you have a combat situation because you should be technically within these little squares within this area. But so don't worry about that grid.
Right,
It'll be bigger than that.
Everything is good.
Yeah. Okay. So from you, each creature within a 15-foot cube must make a Constitution saving throw. And I get a 11.
Hell yeah.
On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you.
Yeah.
And a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. So you'll be able to push it 10 feet. Or you could have cast this at a higher level if you wanted to, which means you at a second level spot if you've got that available to you, increase it by 1d8 damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yes.
As long as you got a slot, you can cast it at second level if you want. So that would make it 3d8 thunder damage.
How do I upcast it?
I think when you do the damage, I think it allows you to do it. You click on damage.
Situational bonus?
I guess I'd just do 1d8 in there. Yeah, just do that and see if it works. Just do 1d8 and then roll and see if it does 3 points.
Technology. Yeah, no, it looks like it works. Okay. I'm gonna do it.
Perfect. There you go. Okay, so 9 points. Do you add anything to that? It's just as it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's just thunder damage. So, okay, you get 9 points of thunder damage.
That was rubbish. 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. But it does do a lot of thunder damage to it. You can hear it, this thunder ringing out. And you also get to push it 10 feet. So which direction would you like to push it 10 feet?
Oh, well, away from me, so onto the bridge, I guess. Oh, no.
Onto the bridge? Closer to Moira?
Don't squish me, please.
What did you say, Tisman?
Don't squish me, please.
Too late.
I'm just hanging around.
This way.
Yeah, that way. Can I do it that way?
Which way? Sorry, I was looking. This way?
Yeah, in that direction.
All right, 10 feet. There you go. And Amoros, you go along with them for the ride, but you're basically currently in the same sort of space. Okay, so you slam them with this thunderous energy. You can see the creature shake as you hit it into the side, and it gets pushed through the water 10 feet back, dragging itself closer to the bridge.
I'm gonna yell out at it. Oi, let him go!
Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. If that's the end of your go, then Moira.
Oh, dearie.
I don't know why it always makes that sound when it's Moira's turn. I'm not sure. I don't know if you guys hear it. It goes brung like that when it's Moira's turn. But I thought it was because you were at the start of the new turn, but you're not this time. But it still makes that noise.
I don't hear that.
Oh, don't you? Every time it's Moira's go, it goes brung like that in my ear, and I'm like, what? That's ominous. No, it's not. It's not the music. It's louder than that. It's not part of the music. So I don't know why it always does that for her. It's ominous.
Dun dun dun! It's Moira's turn. She's getting fucked up.
She's not deaf domain.
Right, Moira, what would you like to do? The snake has just been sliced down the side. It's been electrocuted. It's been hit with thunder and pushed through the water. It's looking, almost blooded now. But it's still got hold of Amoros.
Okay, just for funsies, will can I maybe roll, or would I know if this creature would count as a beast? Or wait.
Don't know if you'd be able to tell by looking at it. I think there's particular spells that you can use to sort of do that information. You could do
I'm
a history
looking at
check to see if you can kind of.
I'm looking at my like channel divinity charm animals and plants. It's like each beast or plant creature. So like.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a creature that you haven't come across before. I don't know if you. I mean, you could make a history check to see if you can remember anything about this kind of creatures or similar creatures to know if it's that kind of thing.
Didn't you have that book about a lake? Did it say something?
There was a book about a lake, yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, you got it from the manor.
She got loads of books from the manor. She took almost all their library. She's weighed down purely by books.
Oh lord.
And moss.
Moira, the librarian in the future.
There's more moss on the bridge. Look, further out.
Oh lord.
Bridge moss must be superior. She's addicted to it.
I'm gonna shoot another slingshot rock. Dirty 20.
Yay! You hit. You fling your little stone across at it again.
For like minimal damage.
Yeah, go for it. Roll your. You got the maximum damage last time, didn't you? So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you rolled better than I did on 3d8s, so.
It's only a d4.
5, right. So that's 2 points. 2 points of bludgeoning damage as the stone comes flying across and off the back of its head. It does do some damage. It does do a little bit. Adds to it all.
That's more than half of what I did.
I'm gonna move 10 feet away.
Okay, perfect. All right, it is now the constrictor's turn again. Now, Amros, you are in its clutches, and it doesn't like, and it was feeding on you, but it does not like the fact that it was ripped up the side by this elf-like creature standing in front of it, and so it is going to try and take a bite down on you, Tisfin. Oh, that's pretty low. 12?
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. So it's got a choice. Does it drop you and try and constrict on somebody else, or does it just take it? It doesn't like the fact that you have damaged it so much. So I'm going to say, as it coils its body around, it lets go of you, Amaros, and you fall into the water, and it will try and wrap itself around you, Tisfin, instead. So it's going to make a constricting attack against you now. Ah, nice.
Oh,
so
does not hit.
it lets go of you, Amaris. You fall into the water. You're where you are currently. You're probably about 4 foot in the water. It lets go of you to try and get a better attack on the person that attacked it, but it whiffs the bite, and it fails to grab hold of you, and now it has nothing. It's like the was it the fox and the cheese and the crow? Is it crow? when it drops it in the.
The cheese and the crumb.
That's right. When it's trying to get the cheese and the bird or something, and it's the reflection of the moon in the water. Can't remember the story now, but yeah, it wants to get more. It thinks it can get more by letting go of the little piece it has and ends up with nothing. But yes, well done. You have avoided this creature, and it's looking almost blooded, and it has nothing to show for it. Well done. Okay, it's now Sahana's turn. Sahana can't really do much from here, so she is
Scared.
Yeah, she's frightened as well. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the fear has overtaken her. She can't move any further forward. Let's see. Can she? What's the range? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, so she can still see you, and you are within range still, Amros. So she's just going to do another healing word, but unfortunately she can only do it at first level this time. But she's going to try and use that. So she does another series, puts her hands together, does another series of very, very quick hand motions and points towards you. And she will heal you for 4 points.
I happily take it.
Excellent. And then she takes a little step back over here.
Wait,
back.
it didn't react, or did I do something wrong?
I don't know. Were you clicked
15.
on your character when you did the healing?
I had it marked, but I guess it didn't react. I will try again.
Okay.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, that's Sahana's go over. Giant snake person. It is now your turn.
So seeing this all unfold, she herself, being very serpentine in her nature, she has a sort of a connection to snakes and serpents and the ilk of that kind. So I can't remember exactly what it is that they speak. I want to say it's abyssal. I could be wrong, but I think it's abyssal that snakes speak in. So my character is going to move. It's going to move here, and then that'll put me within range to attempt to use animal friendship on the snake.
Okay.
Now, there's no need for you to be so brutish, is there? Calm down. I'm sure we could all talk this out. No one has to stab you anymore. So it's a wisdom saving throw from the creature.
Okay, and so hang on, I need to bring up the spell itself to have a quick look at it. Do you have it in here? Which one was?
It's animal friendship. If this creature has an intelligence of 4 or higher, the spell fails.
Intelligence of 4 or higher.
Yes.
Yeah, it has a intelligence higher than 4.
So the spell immediately fails, and she kind of lets out a sigh. She's like, "Oh, well, I tried to handle this in a civil way, but I see that we're going to have to get our hands dirty."
So so the animal friendship also, it's a beast as well. So I think from the fact that this is more intelligent, you can also tell that this is not a beast. If it was a beast, it would have been able to be controlled. So this is more intelligent. So this is not classed as a beast.
Listen here, DM, I have no idea what this is, but now I'm going to have to kill it, and it's your fault.
Oh, no.
Awesome.
Okay.
Right now.
So, do you have a bonus action or anything that you can use?
I do. I am going to, seeing as he seems like a very capable young gentleman, I'm going to give Tisvan Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, perfect. Now, how do you do your Bardic Inspiration? Do you have an instrument? Do you sing? What is your method
I have an instrument, but I would say the instrument is more for the spells. I would say the Bardic Inspiration is more encouragement from her as she looks over at this strapping man waving around his big glaive and says, "Oh, yes, you look like you've got this situation handled. Go ahead, finish it off. I'll be right here cheering you from the sidelines."
So, Tisman, I'll leave that up to you how how you handle the giant snake woman encouraging you, you can tell us on your turn, which is next.
Ishvan glances over at this giant, strange lady of one of its kind he's never seen before, saying these things, and it feels a bit weird, but also oddly encouraging. So he just turns back to the constrictor.
Perfect.
And he does what he does best, and he slashes.
Go for it.
Swing.
Not well enough, I think. 15.
15 is just enough.
Ooh! Regular damage. That is 10 damage.
10 damage, reduced to 5, unfortunately, because it's not a magic weapon. But, yeah,
If only
you
someone hadn't charged ahead and it was closer to someone who could make it magical.
but,
Not that I'm salty or anything.
but you slice into the Nugger again, and yeah, it's now looking blooded from the damage it has taken. Anything else you'd like to do?
Let me look. No, wait. I think that's an action. That's an action. Okay. Then.
Oh, you know what? As a reaction, it's going to try and use its twisting coil on you when you come in closer to attack it.
How dare it!
So it's going to use its reaction to do that.
All right, it would. I was about to say would have that. I shocked it earlier, but yeah, it has passed its turn, so yeah, it would still have its reaction again.
That's a 23 to attack.
That does hit.
Okay, so you're going to take a bit of damage, and you're going to be grappled by the coil of its tail. So as it brings its body around, slithers its coils of its body around you, you will take 19 points of bludgeoning damage as it coils around you and starts to crush you like a vice.
Question?
Yes.
Is it magical bludgeoning damage?
No, it's just its body. It's just its muscles. So no, it's not magical.
Then I'm allowed to reduce it by 3 because I have a heavy armor mastery.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you can reduce that by 3. So you take 16 points instead.
Quack, you have another thing you can do if you want.
Huh?
The mask.
The mask.
True.
The mask of many faces.
So yeah, I guess I will use that. I don't have it in my features though, so I don't really know.
Oh, okay. So we sent you the details of it, but it says, where are we? So you had it to read. So it's only once per long rest, but if you want to use it now, you can. As a reaction, when you're damaged by a creature within 60 feet, which you are, you can cast the spell Hellish Rebuke at 2nd level. So it has a DC of 13. The flames are violet and whisper with ancient elfin speech as they erupt. So if you would like to use that, I need to make a Constitution saving, I would imagine. I think that's what I used for you earlier, wasn't it? Is it Constitution or Dexterity?
Dexterity, I think it was.
The save for Hellish Rebuke is Dexterity. I brought it up too.
All right, no worries. Let's use Dexterity. That is a 13, which is what it needed to beat it, I think, or equal. But you still take half the damage, though. Yes. So you roll your.
At level 1, it's 2d10. At level 2, it's 3d10.
3d10. Okay, so if you roll 3d10. Oh my god, 3 10s.
Oh my god!
What the hell is going on? There's been too many maximum rolls this session. Okay, so it takes half of this, so it takes 15 points. There's still a lot. So 15 points of violet flaming damage. So your mask burns suddenly with this violet flame as fire just erupts from your body as it tries to crush you. And then it whispers these elven speech erupts from the mask itself. You probably the only one who understands Elvish, is that right?
Elvish and Sylvan, yes.
Yeah, so nobody else will understand it. Does anyone else speak Elvish?
No.
I don't.
No.
I do.
another 15 points of damage. Okay, it's looking very worse off now. So the voice that you hear is in your mind as this flames go out, or you can hear on the voice, is similar to the voice that you heard from that wraith, the fire wraith on the top, and you just hear this almost like the.
I speak Elvish.
Okay, so you understand as well. It is basically that same voice that you heard before coming out. I can't remember the voice that I did now, but essentially you hear that voice emanating out, that sort of like fiery. It's like a female elvish voice, but it's sort of like crackly and more gravelly as it basically screams out. What's it going to say? It's going to say. It emanates out and just saying like, kneel before your betters. And with that amount of damage as well, it is also going to have to make a strength save to see if it holds on to you. With a 12, don't think, what was the damage? 15? No, it doesn't. So it also loses grip of you and you fall out of its grasp onto the bridge again.
All right.
Perfect.
Talk about the mask going clutch.
Yup.
Is there anything else you can do?
PTSD.
It was still actually your turn. So
Yeah.
I should not have given that up.
I'm thinking I do have my Blessing of the Raven Queen, which is a bonus action. So Tisvan will use that to teleport here.
Okay.
This means that I have resistance to all damage until my next turn.
Oh, nice.
And now both me and Amaros are flanking.
Perfect. All right, nice. Okay, I know it's getting late. I will try and wrap this up quickly if we can, because I know some of you probably want to head to bed, but if we can just finish this combat before that happens, that would be great. If everyone's okay to stay on a little bit longer.
I will try to manage.
I'm good.
You right,
Yep.
Moira?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right, top of the round, Amros. You're 4 foot in the water at the moment?
Yeah, Amor's just gonna emerge going, okay, I've had enough of you, Snakeface. And he's just gonna summon a ball that just looks transparent in his hand and throw it as hard as he can towards this thing as he casts Chromatic Orb.
Oh, Chromatic Orb. Now, is that a ranged attack again? Because you will be at disadvantage from where you currently are.
All right, can I move back before I do that?
Sure, you can, yeah.
Thanks for reminding me.
Perfect. So now it takes its opportunity attack against you as you move back.
Didn't it use its reaction against me, though? To grapple?
yeah, it did.
That is true. You did, yes. So it can't. It looks at you like it's going to, but it doesn't. So you've gone deeper into the water there. So now you're
why
about.
don't you move on to the bridge?
There you go. Now you're safe. Okay.
Do we still count as flanking?
No.
No, because you're not in that same position now.
Too bad. Because otherwise I would have had advantage.
You can always move back there though at the end of your turn.
Yeah, that would not help.
It helped Tisvan, but it won't help you. But it would help Tisvan.
Fair point. But for now, I shall see if I can bloody hit it. Oh, why? Why does it do this to me?
Oh dear. Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit.
Well, I guess all you guys see is me throwing this ball as just bursts into lightning and shoots past it. Guess I can fucking aim.
This is basically all my spells up until like last session.
He goes, Duke, and it just sort of fizzles
Yeah.
out.
I literally was going, should I risk it and see if I can hit it with Chromatic Orb because I barely get to use that spell, or go for Magic Missile? You know, I'll go for the Orb.
Always Magic
Almost
Missile.
everyone's
You can't
choice.
ever fail. Magic Missile's
Yes.
the best spell. What I'm going to say is that because you are still wet, it's like trying to fire a gun once it's been in the water. You try to fire, but your powder's wet, so you're like that. It doesn't quite, unfortunately, go
I
off.
guess my clothes weighed me down.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Not anything I can do. I mean, sure, I can move back there so Tisvan has advantage, but other than that, I don't think I can use anything.
All right, so you step back in 2 feet into the water again just to give him an advantage. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So Galatea.
Ray of Frost. Pew pew pew.
Ooh, Ray of Frost. Oh yeah, that hits.
Oh, I hit something.
Nice.
For 2.
2. Yeah, 2 points. Well, it all helps. You and Moira from both sides are like, tap, tap,
Yeah.
tap. He's like, stop throwing stones at me. But yeah, it all you're all slowly whittling it down. It's good.
How rough does it look?
It's getting down there. It's definitely bleeding heavily. It's probably got a bit more kick left in it, but it's definitely you'd say probably just under 2/3 of its to 1/3 of its health left.
Okay, I'm gonna shuffle over to Tisvin and cast Magic Weapon.
Magic weapon.
Tisvin, hold out your weapon, glaive. I should know. I drew it.
Tisvan will more stretch the back part of the handle towards her, so he still has it aimed towards the constrictor.
Galatea holds the other end and almost like charges it. I guess it starts to glow a little. It's definitely just briefly, yeah.
Powering it
Like,
up.
woo, yeah,
Nice.
exactly.
You got a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage, and it is now classed as a magical weapon.
Woo!
Woo! Nice.
So
All
it
right.
shouldn't do half anymore, at least.
Okay. So, all right. Is that the end of your turn?
That was 10 feet of movement, I think.
Yep.
And then I will run away again.
Perfect.
To there.
All right. Let's see if the sound goes on as we enter Moira's go. Yes, I heard it, but nobody else did, I don't think.
I didn't even say anything.
Right, your turn,
No.
Moira.
Weird. Okay. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba, bum. How bad does Amaros look?
I'm at 19 health right now, so over half at least.
Okay. 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 I am. Yeah, I'm gonna run up behind. No, not yet. Sorry, I'm gonna
You
first.
tease.
Sorry. I'm gonna first. Shoot with a slingshot. $15? Yeah, should hit.
Yeah, 15 hits.
Woo! Damage. Minimum damage 4.
4 points. It's reduced to 2. But you throw the stone, it pings off its shoulder again, but it is making dents in its armor.
Okay, then I'm gonna come behind. I'm gonna run up behind Tisven, just in case he gets more hurt.
Amaros.
Amaros, you mean?
Amaros, sorry. Did I say Tisven?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you run across the water. Okay.
Sorry.
Jesus, mouse.
Anything else
That
you're
is
going to
my
do?
turn. No.
Okay. We move on to the Naga's turn again. you disappear from its view. It was looking down at you, Tisvan, but you just disappeared from its grip. Even though it let go of you, it was going to grab you again, but you have disappeared. So it turns its attention instead to the other closest thing in that area, which is Amros.
God damn it.
Amros, it is going to try and whip its body around and try and constrict you back into its grip. Its original tasty morsel.
It's hard being this hot.
Does a 15 hit you?
It is exactly my armor.
Oh, no. All right. So, first of all, it's going to try and give you a little crush. Ooh, a 1 and a 5, though, not very high. 10 points of bludgeoning damage as it tries to, as it grips you in its clutches and starts to squeeze.
Well, as it does, I have the Hellish Rebuke if it wants another taste.
Sure, go for it. Yeah, so I need to make a dexterity save, is that?
Yep.
Okay. That is an 8, which I think is a fail.
It is.
Perfect.
And you get an 8 back.
8, oral, 8 points of
This
hellish
one you
rebuke.
stole the good rolls again.
Okay, so it doesn't like that. So as it gets, as it grabs hold of you, it tries to crush down on you, but instantly the flames burn out from its within its muscles. It's not enough damage to make it let go, but it certainly doesn't like the fact that you're burning it, and it doesn't like it so much that it decides to bite down on you, or at least try.
No.
25 to hit. Okay. Oh, max damage.
Yeah, he's
That-
down.
16 points of piercing damage as it and you will watch as this snake creature bites down, and you just hear a muffled cry as Amros has been chewed on. Okay. We move on to Sahana's turn. Now, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. She could move around here. She's going to move around here again. She sees once again that Amros is in the clutches. She's going to do the only thing that she can really do without getting herself into damage, which is to cast one last time Healing Word and try and revive you, Amros. So let's give it 1d4. Oh, higher. 4, 5, 6, 7 points of healing. So as your vision slowly dissipates, you suddenly get filled with a warm feeling in your chest again as life is drawn back into you. Oh, I didn't describe. And she does the with her hands again as well. Special magic. And Moira, you're looking at this and going, "How did she do it? I must learn. I must learn how to do this." And that's all she can do, unfortunately. As we move on to the other snake creature.
Yes, seeing all of this going on, she is going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
On who?
Oh, I love that.
on a random fish that swam past. I were terrified. On the big snake.
That randomly took 12 damage.
The big
Perfect.
snake thing that isn't my big snake thing.
Ah, okay. So is that a saving throw or?
I believe it is. It is a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom
Half
save.
damage on a pass.
Okay. That's a natural 1 for 3.
So she,
Not very
you guys,
wise.
I don't suppose anyone else speaks Abyssal, but if you could, then you would hear her say, "It appears the tide is turning. Yes, you are going to die a most disgraceful death, you petty creature."
Now, what is this that you're using? Sorry, Dissonant Wisdoms.
Dissonant Whispers. So it's 3d6 psychic damage.
I just want to have a look to see if the creature has to speak the language to understand you.
You whisper a discordant melody. Ah, okay, so it's actually a melody.
Okay, so they don't have to understand what you're saying.
So it would have actually been from the flute. I assumed that with Dissonant Whispers, I'd thought that it would be verbal.
Yeah,
But
I would have thought it would have been verbal.
It
Instead-
sounds like it would be, yeah.
Instead, I play a haunting tune on my
Right.
flute.
so it doesn't need to understand it. Perfect. So you do that, yes, and what happens?
So firstly, it takes 3d6 psychic. There we go. 11.
11 points
psychic
of psychic damage. And I was just having a look at it because there was another creature I put on here earlier that had immunity to that, but it wasn't this creature.
Yeah, if they are deaf, they are immune. A creature that can hear.
Yeah. Okay.
Then after the 3d6 psychic damage, it must immediately use its reaction, if it has one, to move as far away from me as it can, up to its speed.
Okay. Does it have its reaction? Has it had its turn again since it? I think it has, because it reacted on your turn, Tisford, didn't it? And then it hasn't used its reaction because it's had its go now. So yeah, so it has. So it can use its reaction. So it's going to move as far away as it can.
As far as its speed will allow, yes.
Okay, it can swim 40 feet. So 10, 20. So it's leaving your range for you, Tisfan, and also leaving your range for you, Amros. And one more there.
I'm gonna whack it.
So so as you say this, as you play this melody, you see the creature's eyes fearful as it looks around it, some noise, some essence around it, and it starts moving away. Now, it does still have Tisfan in its grasp. Oh no, does it have you in your grasp? No, it has Amoros in its grasp. So unfortunately, you are brought with it then.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
So it doesn't leave your
attacks because I'm in the tail.
It doesn't leave. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to make a roll first. I'm going to make a strength to see if it would actually let go of you if it's scared. Bodies. So let's do a strength to see if it goes. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to fail. So yeah, it drops you. So it will in fact leave your area as it uses its tail to basically move away. So it lets go of you and it starts swimming away in the water. But as it goes, you two are able to make attacks of opportunity if you would like.
May I go first, this one?
Sure, go.
I like to hit it with magic missile.
Hold,
Enough of my bad rolls can at least hit hard.
hold on. Don't you need a special...
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
right, there's a
feat?
special thing for that. You're right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you need Warcaster, don't you, I think?
Yeah, and I think
Wow.
that's only for cantrips as well.
Hold on,
Warcaster.
I'll have a quick look because this
Yeah.
character has it.
Ooh.
Okay, Warcaster, you have advantage on all con saves that you make to maintain your concentration. You can perform the somatic components of spells when you have a weapon or a shield in both hands. You can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack to cast a spell that has a casting time of 1 action and targets only that creature. It would also have to be a melee spell, because you can't do ranged attacks as part of an attack of opportunity.
That's a range one as well, isn't it? So yeah, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, I could have used Shocking Grasp then, but that's just a cantrip.
So you can use Shocking Grasp. Or is Shocking Grasp? I always get there's one that's like sounds like you're touching them, but they're not touching them.
Oh, it's Chill Touch, which,
Chill Touch, which
does
isn't a
not
touch.
them and doesn't deal
Yeah,
cold
Shocking
damage.
Grasp is a touch.
That's the stupidest spell ever.
I know.
Cool. Okay. Well, then you can do as it's moving away. Then you can use that one that you reach out. Then.
Okay, so I did. That is a 15 to hit.
Yep, that hits. Yep.
And then we have 1d8 for the damage. Hey, a 7.
A 7. And with that final grasp, how do you take this creature that has crushed you? Oh, hang on a minute, that's the wrong person.
Good
I've
question, how did
I've
I
just
die?
done it on you. Sorry, that's the wrong. Whoops. Let me put that back on again. Oh, in fact, sorry, forget that. That isn't enough to kill it. So you damage it. So go back past that. It's enough to kill yourself, but not enough to kill the nug as it gets away. So you do shock it, and it does take damage, but it manages to slip out of your grasp. Tisfan,
I get to hit it too?
you get to hit
Yes.
it as it leaves your area. Yeah.
Kill it enough.
17.
17 is enough to hit it. In fact, actually, I should have done for you, but we won't do anything about it now. For you, I can't say your name, can I? For you, Trap. I should have got you to roll for the Aura of Dread because you came within distance of it, but we'll forget it.
Oh, apologies. Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, it's. I was waiting for you to get closer, then I forgot. So.
See, 12 and then +1 from the magic weapon, so 13 damage.
13 and that's half. Oh, he's magic now as well. As it starts to slither away, Tisfan, how do you render this creature before it manages to escape?
Tisfan stabs forward with his glaive, managing to hit the big cut that he did at the start of this fight, and just runs it through.
And with that final blow, the creature, as it's trying to turn, trying to get away, the voices or the music melody haunting its ears, it disappears off into the lake. And as you see it try to swim away, its body suddenly goes slack, and the body just begins drifting. At first, floating on the surface, and it suddenly just starts sinking, disappearing to the bottom of the lake, followed by a trail of black ichor that floats in the water as it slowly bleeds out. And that is where we will leave it for this evening. Thank you very much for staying online as long as you have to witness the end of this creature. Well done. Well done indeed.
Thank you, Faye, for the session.
Yeah.
No problem at all. And that is the end of combat. Let me just turn that off and put on some other music again, and we will back to normal. Well done. Well done indeed. And although we haven't been formally introduced to the new player, I'm glad that Kane, or whoever this new character is, was able to join us this session. So, yeah, I hope you had fun. Hopefully, we will be able to progress in the next session and see what's going on with this tower, who this new giant snake person is, and will we get across this 30-foot expanse of water? Who knows? There couldn't possibly be any more than one of these things on the water, right?
No.
It better fucking not.